Welcome back, guys, to This Is Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn, and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And our special guest today is
Carlos Williams, aka Los.
Los. Wait,
What's
your what's it called?
What,
your
Instagram?
handle? Your Instagram handle?
It's Rydell Loso, and gym page is Houston Explosive Fitness.
Why Loso? Because of Carlos?
Yeah.
So you go by that too?
Yeah. Certain people call me that.
I've never heard that. Like
Loso?
for Loso for
Yeah.
Carlos?
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Loso.
So like, some of my teammates from New York. When I play ball, they call me Loso. And I'm like, what? And then it's just kind of caught on, So like,
I think I like that better than Los.
yeah,
Yeah, everybody uses Los.
Everybody uses
yeah.
Los, so I
Yeah.
think Loso is more of like it identifies you more than just like a regular Carlos.
Yeah.
But you don't look like a Carlos either.
No, I get that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So whenever like elementary, I just live in like a predominantly like black neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 7 or 8 Carloses. One may have a K, but everybody's regular. And so when I came over here, I sit there and never thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, it's not common. The crazy thing is, I'm the third.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the third. Yeah.
So your dad and your grandpa?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. So are you mixed or are you just
Nah,
full black?
Full black.
Damn. Because that's weird, right? Like,
That-
I mean, just the name and shit, like, or is it just like common and like.
It's like it's just like I guess like and like it's some black people like
Yeah.
famous too. Their name's Carlos, So like I was born in Ohio, so like not like over there. It's like it's a regular name,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, of course, like down here.
Because there's a lot of Hispanics down here.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
true.
get that a lot, especially in school. Like I went to Queens, so and I had braids, so everybody thought it was mixed. Till they see my parents, like, oh.
I could see why
Yeah.
if your name's Carlos, I would think like, oh, maybe he's like half Puerto Rican or something, Dominican,
Yeah, that's true. So you didn't grow up here in Houston? I mean,
No, I
You
did.
did?
Yeah. So like, so I'm adopted. So
Okay.
my parents, my adopted parents, I call my parents. They've been having me since I was 3 weeks old. So that's how I was born in Cincinnati, and so they came and got me, and I've been down here ever since.
Oh,
man,
wow.
you know that's a pretty good subject, honestly.
Yeah, because we want to look into adoption.
Okay.
Like, we want to have our second baby, what is it, like regular, right?
Yeah, just like have our second baby,
Have our
and then
second
the
baby.
third one be the adopted.
And adopt the third. I've always wanted to do like
Yeah.
adoption, like always. So then I finally convinced him like 3 years ago to, do that or whatever. So what's the process for you on that page? Like, being adopted. Like, are you open book about that?
Nah, not a lot
No?
of people know. Yeah. So
Really?
the older I got, is more that I want to talk about it, or like
That
some
you
of my
won't talk about it?
No, I talk about
Oh,
it.
that
yeah,
you'll talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Oh,
Like,
okay.
One of my closest friends, I've been knowing since middle school. I told him, he's like, "What?" I'm like, yeah, bro. Because like both my adopted parents, my mom like super dark skinned, and my dad, he's kind of dark, because he works in the sun. So
Yeah.
like, his
Okay.
skin tone is I'm light skinned. So like, yeah, bro, I'm adopted. Like, nah, I don't believe you. And I told him like in middle school. Mm-hmm. And then I brought it up. He's like, "You for adopted?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Yeah.
Do you feel like I guess the reason, I didn't know that, right? So I mean, I'm kind of glad you're putting that out there, just because it's just like I don't think I've ever met somebody that's been adopted. Like,
You wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't
Oh,
know
you
unless
wouldn't
they're
know
open.
unless they're open about it.
or you ask. Or
Yeah.
whatever,
so
you
you
know?
saying that when the older you get, the more open you are about that topic.
Yeah. So like my background is different. So like my real parents, my mom had me like kind of like super young.
Oh,
And then
okay.
like my dad, he actually didn't know because he went to prison. So and then like and I didn't know I was adopted until I was like 7 years old. So whenever like when I went to Avery Freeman, my real mom kind of came. I didn't know who she was, and kind of took me. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like my adopted parents didn't know where I was at, so I was missing for like 3 months. Yeah.
Yo,
Wait,
that's
your
crazy.
biological mom picked you up.
It took me, yeah. So like the backstory behind that, like I remember it was just like yesterday. It was like a Saturday, and I was eating breakfast, watching cartoons. My mom was like, "Hey, look, this is my friend." And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, what's up?" It's just didn't mind my business. Like I didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna take you to Chuck E. Cheese. You know, at that time, you know,
Chuck E. Cheese is
like,
the
yeah, I was
spot.
like, hell yeah, I was
Fucking
like, man,
booming.
yeah, I said, hey, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese. So I have a best friend named one of my best friends named Vinny. I know him since I was 5 years old. I said, hey, bro, I'm gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese this week. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bragging about it, and then like it was maybe like on a Wednesday. That same person I seen in my apartment, my mom, her friends, she said she came to it was at the playground. So like, hey, I'm gonna take you to Chuck E. Cheese. I was like, all right, bet. And because at the playground we had, the teachers like wasn't paying attention. You know, kids are kind of running wild.
Back then it wasn't as
Yeah.
you weren't
Yeah,
as
it's not
careful
as-
as it is now. Yeah.
Man, she came and got me. I remember I took a nap, and next thing I knew, we was on a plane and went to Cincinnati. And it's like, hey, you're gonna meet somebody named Carlos. And I was like, what? I said, where are we at? Tripped out, yeah.
What?
Gone for 3 months, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah.
So wait, your biological dad is Carlos.
Yeah.
So when your parents adopted you, you stayed with the same name,
They stayed the same name, yeah.
and they couldn't change it, or they didn't
could've,
want to.
They just didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, okay.
So, like, my adopted parents and, like, my real grandma, my mom worked at a hospital, and my adopted mom and my grandmother work at the same hospital. So that had made that, you know what I'm saying?
That's how they.
Knew about me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I was little, I was like, I had to tell my dad, man, why I got these different skin tones, y'all? He's like, oh, you get dark one day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wow. So how are you with your real biological parents now? Is it like a?
I mean, after all that, really didn't fuck with them for the longest time, and that's what kind of like everything like with sports related that fueled me. That's why I could have changed my last name, but ever since then, like you know what, that drove me to be the best that I could be. So whenever I did make it, I say, man, like when I make it, because I play football, I play basketball. I said, man, I want to get drafted. And when I get drafted, I want them to see like my adopted parents, you know, and that. So, Carlos Williams, and know that, man, you lost his bag right here. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I never changed it.
So wait, your last name is your.
It's my real
Your
dad.
biological.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so wild. Like, not
Yes.
that I can't. Obviously, I'm not adopted, right? But my story is not similar to yours. But when I grew up, I didn't know my biological dad was different than my stepdad, right?
Yeah.
My stepdad gave me his last name, which was Luna.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that he wasn't my dad until my cousin told me one day, oh, that's not your dad. And then I'm like, what? And I think I was like 5 or 6, I told you.
Yeah.
And then that's when I asked my mom, like, oh, he's not my dad. She's like, no, it's this guy. And then I met him, and I was so scared of him for like the longest.
Yeah.
But it's crazy for being a young kid to find out something so,
Yeah.
Life changing.
yeah, because it's
That's-
literally like,
Like for me, that's why like my dad, like like the older I get, like man, because it's genes. Like me and my parents is 9-day difference. So
Yeah.
the way I think is not the way they think. Because it's like genetics. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm older. Like man, I got so much respect for my adopted parents. I call them my parents.
Yeah.
And like especially like my dad, like it takes a lot to raise another man's child, you know what I'm saying? Like as their own, So
yeah, it does.
yeah, so it's like even now, like my adopted parents, which is like it's just like a weird relationship, but it's all good though, because like whenever I have a family, like the don'ts that my real mom and dad did, well not even my dad, because bro didn't even know till he got
Later.
out of prison,
Yeah.
So type of things, but it just showed me like my family so much love, and they shelter that, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
until the big boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you never had the victim mentality because you found out as a kid that, oh, fuck, I'm adopted? Did you ever think like, oh, my parents didn't want me? And
Yeah, of course, yeah, because like like for me, because like I have other siblings, I have older siblings. So
from
like,
your adopted parents or your biological?
biological, yeah.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
like damn, I was the one, but that's what like it drove me. Like it's like everything, like if ask anybody that I play ball with, it's like I put the extra work in. I think about it. When I get tired, I think about that. So it's all like at the end of the day, everything happened for a reason. You go through this journey for a reason, and I think if that never happened to me, I would not have the work ethic I have now.
That is so wild. I feel like what you're saying is something that like I've always talked about, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel
Yeah.
like again, different situations, right? But you know, like you know, learning at a young age that this is something that's life changing, and then not using it to feel sorry for yourself, but more to motivate you to do better.
Yeah.
I definitely can relate with that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people want, not that they want to have that, but they tend to go the victim mentality route, you know, and then just
which is okay.
yeah. They
It's
but
okay.
they hold like all this like pain and stuff, and towards that person that changed their life or whatever.
Yeah.
the hell, you
And
know.
I when I deal with people that like go through trauma like that, or they'll come and vent to me, you know, I am very big on like, don't do it for them, do it for yourself. You do it for yourself, you know. And the whole oh, I'm gonna show them like with the last name or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to do that too, man. I used to tell myself like I would argue with my mom, like our relationship was always so rocky, you know, and I'm not cool with my biological dad, so I would tell her like, man, one day I'm gonna show both of y'all like
Yeah.
that I did this like without y'all's help, you know. And honestly, I'm proud of. I mean, we have a podcast, so
Yes, dope.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, and then
Yeah.
you'll be here with the gym, and
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
you do so much.
It's crazy. So
So
like, so my grandma, both my grandmas should tell me, it's like, man, you gotta let that pain go. You gotta forgive. Yeah, I'm like, man, fuck that. I ain't forgiving nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always angry. Like ever since that, like my mom, like she said, man, like ever since I came back, it switched. Like I was always angry. I was turned all the time, like just mad, you know. And then like my grandma, like, man, you gotta let that pain go, you know. And then when she passed, well, both my grandmas passed, and I thought about it. I'm like, man, fuck that. So right before I do that back to school event, I said my grandma, she was like, man, how's everything going? Like, it's going good. I got this going on. And like she lives in Louisiana, so she's going for things she see on Facebook, and
Yeah.
my aunts tell them, it's like, hey, you need to let that go. So what you mean? You know what I'm talking about. You gotta forgive, you know. Cause she always bring it up at the weirdest time. Hey, you talk to your real mom?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, nah, you know. And she's like, y'all let that pain go. And then when my grandma passed, you know, cause I had a back to school camp event, and then like 2 days later, my grandma passed.
was that like in 2021?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going through your Instagram,
Yeah.
and I think I saw
Yeah,
that.
and it fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, hey, I'm doing something good, you know. And then she passed away, and then when she passed away, it just stuck to me. It was like, man, you gotta let that shit go. Because I mean, you know, at this point, it's like I did everything I could. I'm pretty like, you know, successful, because I could end up at something else, you know, especially being adopted and still living like in the hood a little bit, and then move out and go to like, you know, below below middle class, and everything I went through, came out good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I was on Facebook, because my real grandma still hits me up on Facebook, and sometimes
okay.
I show her love. Then like my sister, it's crazy. I lived in Austin, and I remember it was South by. I was in a club, whatever. And there was some chick looking at me. I said, okay. I said, let me buy you a drink.
Don't tell me it was your sister.
Nah.
Oh.
I bought her a drink. It's like, hey, we tried chopping it up. I was like, man, you know. I said, oh yeah. I was telling my roommate, hey, I'm on one. Hey, and say, hey, I want you to meet somebody. So I'm thinking like, I was like, okay, I guess. And comes with my sister. So that was her girlfriend. My sister's a lesbian. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she
That's
set
crazier.
that up. Yeah,
Oh, she set it up like
she
that?
set it up. Yeah, I said my
Yeah,
sister,
yeah.
it was good. You know, I don't got no beef with her. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
love. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's crazy, but yeah. So my grandma passed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this shit. I told my grandma, like, my real grandma, I was like, hey, what's her number? And I called her. I said, let's set something up. She lived like 3 miles from me, and I met with her. We chop it up. And boom, like I let that shit go, and then as soon as I let that go, all the blessings start coming. And then like my grandma, you know, like my real grandma, she just tell me like, once you let that go, a whole bunch of blessings gonna come your way. You only blocking your own blessings, and when you're young, you're hearing that, you don't understand. As soon as I let that go, boom, a whole bunch of blessings start coming, and that's when I start working up towards the gym. And that's probably like, I don't have many regrets. That's one of the regrets I should have told both my grandmas who was here, like, hey, fuck, you was right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Dang, it's crazy. Do you feel that you holding all that anger and then letting it go? Did it feel like all this weight off your shoulders.
All the weight, yeah, all the weight, and because I didn't have I didn't have that chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's crazy because you probably felt like all these emotions, mainly anger, for something that you didn't even do.
Exactly, yeah. So like, and like people are like when I played the game of football, right? Mm-hmm. And I play defense. I hit somebody. I be talking to myself. And people like, man, who you talking? Because I was the shortest guy on the team, so I already got I got something to prove. I was never the fastest. I was never the strongest, but I was smart because I watched the game. I watched film, and then I made a play. And I be talking, and I'm talking because I built myself. I said, man, she didn't want you. She didn't want you. And keep me going. It's driving me insane. And after the game, I'm good. That was like my therapy.
Yeah, it was like
therapeutic.
Yeah, or it was like one of those things that when you're upset and you just want to throw shit.
Yeah.
The throwing shit part.
Yeah.
That was you playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just felt uncomfortable talking to my parents about that. My adopted parents, we just don't really open about our feelings, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, especially in a black household, old school, it's we just don't talk about feelings, So that's why, football, basketball, I just let that out,
Yeah. Which is crazy, though, because if you think about it, in a Hispanic household, it's the same way.
It's the same way.
Yeah. But I'm assuming, it must be like that with just everybody, really, right? Because I'm assuming that it's just the older generation that didn't know how to communicate their emotions and feelings, that our generation is breaking all these curses or whatever. So it's it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I not to go back to it, but I'm just super curious, what happened in those 3 months that you were gone?
And it was weird. It was snowing. I was like, bro, where the fuck am I at? Who these peoples? You know what I'm saying? So, and I remember I was going to school. I would cry.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, were you going to school?
Yeah, I was going to school. Yeah, and I was crying, man, I'm not from here. I'm not from here. The teacher man, what are you talking about? They think I was crying because I don't want to be there, but shit.
Yeah.
I ain't supposed to be there. Type
I'm
shit.
Kidnapped. Yeah. Technically, that's what it was, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Yeah. And then what about your parents, your adopted parents? Were they looking for you?
Yeah, they was looking for me, but it's crazy because I knew my mom. So it was a kid. One day I said, man, I'm tired of this shit because I'm lactose intolerant. So my great grandma over there, she fed me some shit with some cheese, and I'm like, man, I was sick, and I knew I was lactose intolerant. I said, fuck this, I'm gonna call my mom. So I called her, she's like, where you at?
Just like that.
Yeah, I remember I knew her cell phone. Back then cell phones were really popular.
No, yeah.
But man, my mom had a cell phone, and I knew that shit. And I said, I don't know, it's snowing, and it just clicked, and then it had caller ID. She called that shit back, and anyone knows, my mom, oh man, she's not short temper, and yeah, so they came got me a couple days later, and my mom had to wait in the car because my mom she was seeing she was gonna tear some shit up, you know what I'm saying? My pops, she's the level head one, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, then they said I was so skinny, you know what I'm saying, because I wasn't really eating and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you were probably dealing with depression as a kid,
Yeah, so it's crazy. Then I met my real dad, and I remember he's cool, fly guy, and so everything my real mom, she was an asshole, and then my real dad, he come get me, cool guy. He took me to I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, so and he took me to my first football game and stuff like that. All the cool shit he showed me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I mean, again, he didn't even know.
He didn't know,
that
so
you were in the picture.
And then now, I hear my mom's side, so his mom knew, and he I talk to bro, I don't talk to him often, but he hits me up sometimes. I talk to him, and he man, I didn't know, so it's two sides, but. And now it's it doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't let it affect you, right? Yeah. How you feel or stuff like that.
It'd be crazy if I ever get married. The invitation shit. I be thinking about that shit damn, should I invite them and shit like that? Yeah. So
I think, just from an outsider's perspective, right? I would, just because it's not gonna be on your part.
Yeah.
If they don't show up,
Oh, they're gonna show up. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. That should
But
be,
then it'd be up to you to the dance that you do with the mom.
I'm gonna do it like my
Your-
adopted mom.
yeah,
for
that-
sure.
that would
She
be-
deserved it. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
For our wedding, my life is so complicated, like on the dad side, that I danced with my mom, right?
Yeah.
And again, our relationship was always rocky, but I danced with her, but the father figure person that I danced with was his dad.
Okay, that's dope.
Because when I met them his parents when I was 15.
Yeah.
So basically I was raised by my grandparents and they passed away when I was 13. So basically for 2 years I feel like I was just like up in the air trying to figure life out by myself, right?
Yeah.
Meeting him, his parents took me in like a daughter, so I was like, wow, like this is how it works, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, for my wedding I danced with my mom and with his dad.
That's dope.
Because his dad doesn't have a daughter either, so it's not like he's ever gonna have
That experience.
the father-daughter dance experience. So I gave it to him as a thank you for like always being there for me. So
That's super dope.
good luck
Yeah,
with that
that's
with
Yeah.
your wedding.
Nah, it gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It gonna be my mom, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, she deserved that. Like,
Yeah, she
I was a
does.
Yeah,
badass
for sure.
kid. She had, man, like, fuck. Like, every other day she go to school. I get called in, get suspended.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
So, yeah.
Now, did she ever tell you like out of anger, like why I don't know why I adopted you?
Nah, she didn't say that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I would have been like, damn, that would have been. Then
Nah.
you were a badass kid.
That was bad. I remember one time, fuck, I was at Queens, and like I think I cussed out the teacher. You know what I'm saying? And they already knew my mom number by speed dial and shit. We walking like across the periods.
Yeah.
Man, my mom got my ass. I whooped my ass in front of everybody.
Damn.
7th grade. Yeah.
Then you must have been bad.
I was tripping. Yeah, I remember everybody getting a fight in a basketball game, and my mom was there. I looked over, and she gave me that look. I said, "You got it, bro." I ain't gonna. I ain't trying to wait for this car right back. you know?
That's wild.
Yeah, my mom like my you know so like me and my like there's certain things that when you're a kid you don't like fuck why are you tripping you know what I'm saying but that event changed everything because my Dr. Penn's became super protective.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah, and then but at a certain age you're like
Why?
they couldn't
Yeah.
do so much you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying so
No, but I get it because I feel like between both of us, we have a son, right? And I feel like he's more overprotective towards him.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, both of us would do anything and everything
Yeah.
for him, right? But hell nah, I'd probably I say this now, right? But I'd probably kill a person if they fucking take him away,
I mean, you would. I mean,
I mean,
it's
obviously,
it's
it's just depending situation, right?
Yeah.
But it's wild. Props to her for not getting out that car.
she was heated.
yeah, that's
Like-
fucking wild.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you remembered her cell phone number.
I know, right? And I think about that shit all the time. Like, damn, what if I would have stayed? What if I didn't get adopted? Like, I was wild out here with my, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't really have, my grandma was really gonna take care of me. It was gonna be my grandma, my great grandma.
Yeah.
Shit, I could have been dead in jail, like my real, like my real dad.
Your life path would have been very different.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. Yeah, that's why I tell my athletes all the time. Like, man, they may, they go through typical teenager shit. You know what I'm saying? Or even my college guys, right? They go through shit it's not going their way. They ask why. But the thing is, you want to know the answer why. You're going through that for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but you're going for a reason.
And sometimes they don't understand that, right? They don't understand
Yeah.
that. I mean, I do live by that too. Everything happens for a reason, for sure. That it's just the way life works, right?
Yeah. And then they're at an age where it's you're super young, bro. Super young. I'm 32, right? So I'm not 32,
No, I was
but
gonna say,
I'm 32 as well, right? And I just look back at my little brother. My little brother is what, 23? Right? My youngest brother. And I look at him like a kid, 23. And I remember me being 23, 24, 25, thinking well, I'm grown, But the older you get, the more you realize, man, you're still at a young age at those ages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever they're going through, man, that's just some temporary shit.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
just you got bigger problems coming your way, this ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a
just
big
crazy.
problem is y'all's rent. It's gonna be y'all's rent whenever y'all get
yeah,
a house.
our son, I'll see him stressing out, bro. he'll be stressing out because his toys ain't working. I'm like, man, this boy is so stressed out over some toys, you know, like he's living life right now, like relax, you know, like.
So let's talk about that. Wait, are we gonna go on a break right? Oh, well, let's go on a quick break and we'll be back, guys.
Yes, sir.
And we are back. So, what high school did you go to?
I went to South Houston High School.
Oh, down the street.
Down the
Down the
street.
street, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, when you were in high school, you played basically all the sports.
Yeah, I played. Oh, yeah, just basically like football and basketball.
Oh, just football and basketball.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And which one was your favorite?
I was a basketball lover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love basketball. You know, that's like my first sport. Yeah, but shit, I stopped growing. I'm like, fuck. You know, and like my uncle played. You know what I'm saying? My uncle played in the league for a little bit. And like, man, bro, you better play football. Put all your chips in football, because I was good at football, but I wasn't dedicated.
Yeah.
Like, I knew the game. Like I knew, like I'm a sports junkie ever since I was a kid. And then like I knew the game, but I just didn't want to play. Like basketball was like my thing.
Your
'Cause
passion.
I love Kobe. I've been a Lakers fan since I was 5 years old. I tell people all the time, like, oh, I'm a Lakers fan. It's like, oh, you a hype beast. Like, no, hold on. I put a picture whenever, like, I was like 7 years old. I had a Kobe jersey and a Shaq jersey. So now I've been like this since I was a little kid. So whenever like they lost in the NBA Finals, like 2004, I was in third grade. I was crying.
Dang.
Crying my eyes out. You know what I'm saying? Because they lost. You know, they went on like a three-peat. And I knew that like Shaq was gonna leave and didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, basketball. I was a basketball head, and then I said, "Fuck, basketball is not gonna get me to where I want to get to." So put all my chips in football. So yeah.
So then after high school, you went.
Oh, so after high school, I went to a post grad. So there, basically, it was like a JUCO. We played against other JUCO schools, but my eligibility clocked in to start, so it gave me more opportunity to get recruited. So in high school, I wasn't highly recruited. We had two great football players. They were all Americans, and like the coaches kind of favored towards them. And me and my head coach, we just didn't get along. You know, we just didn't get along. You know, like so some of the shit we was doing wasn't working. You know,
Yeah.
And I was very outspoken, you know, about that. And then he just said, "Well, what the fuck you know?" I said, "Well, my uncle played in the league. This shit's not gonna work, you know." And then when shit was to go sour, did some things and shit worked, I never got no credit, you know. So
Yeah.
coming recruiting wise, like I had some schools wanted to recruit, wanted me to go there. My head coach just shot me down, you know. So I had to do shit. So I had to go to this post grad, and so like we play against like Blinn, like Cisco, all the junior colleges. So after each game, like if you did good, they'll offer you there, you know. So there's like I went to that post grad. I did pretty good. Well, not I mean, never stop being humble. I did really good, and then like I ended up going to North Dakota State. So it's like it's a FCS school. So it's a D1 double A.
I have no idea what that is.
So like you know like so you know you have UT, you got Alabama.
Okay,
so
yeah.
like it's a different. It's still like it's not as big as schools as that, but it's still like a pretty big school.
Big school.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it more focused towards like the sports or?
No, it's still the same. It's still university, but it's just
Okay.
not as big as those. Like,
Okay.
like instead of being on ESPN, we'll be on ESPN 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. So yeah, but it was a dope experience.
How was it living over there?
It was a culture shock. You know, living in Houston, you know, around the area, you know, Hispanics and blacks. Go over there, none of that. It's like 3% black people.
Do you feel like because it was such a small percentage that the girls would gravitate towards you or not?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot of Native Americans, and then like you said, yeah,
okay.
and then a lot of like white people. You know what I'm saying? So being around like a lot of white people was like a culture shock. Like, you know, so it's just like learning different cultures, people from different places, stuff like that. I had teammates from New York. So I got the name Loso. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So,
I can see that coming from New York.
Yeah.
Also?
Yeah.
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 Probably.
So it's crazy because, like, I'm going there. It's like, I was in my dorm room. I'm jamming like Screw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they knew who they were. They said, "Oh yeah, we know who that is over there," you know. And I thought New York only stuck to New York. Listen to New York music. But I guess that's around the same time like A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
You know, like,
and then he was doing the purple.
Yeah,
purple
you know,
shit.
so so yeah, they knew about like want to be a baller and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty. Oh, okay.
That is crazy, right? Because you think like, I mean, we know about everybody else's music down here.
Yeah.
So I don't know
But
if it's
we're
just
like right in the middle. That's why we're like.
Well, I mean, we're third coast down south, but I mean, I don't know why.
I think we brace all West Coast, Midwest, East Coast,
yeah. Because I feel like we're
Yeah.
just like in one spot where it's just like we're taking it all, opposed to being I feel like if you're from LA, you're just all LA.
Yeah.
And if you're on
Yeah.
New York, you're on New York. But I mean,
Yeah.
we're from Houston. We're like really open and welcoming to everything. Yeah.
That is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. That's probably why you were like, what?
Yeah, I was super shocked. But as like I mean, like practices for the like first 2 weeks, it was terrible. Like I had bad practices because like everybody on the team was super good, and I was the shortest guy once again, and like I had to play with a chip on my shoulder. I remember one day at practice, I had a terrible day of practice. I came back to my dorm, and I called my coach from middle school. His name is Coach Butler. He's like one of my main like influence. Everything I'm doing now, he inspired me to do
He
that.
pushed you. Yeah.
Pushed me, yeah. I'm calling like, man, Coach, man, this shit ain't working out, dog. Like, I'm gonna come back to the crib. And he said, like, man, like, just kind of like fight through it, thug it out and stuff like that. Went next day at practice, another horrible day, and then like there, right? So like, it was some Houston players there. They were older, and I tried to sit like on the table. They wasn't really fucking with me because shit, I was trash. Like I admit, like I was not performing how I usually perform.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, you had a lot of.
Mostly, I was homesick. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah,
I was
that makes sense.
I was
Yeah.
homesick, and then I came back, called my grandma like, man, this shit ain't working out, dog. I won't come back. She didn't give a fuck. She's like, nah, well, just worry about your education. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're proud of you. And I'm like, well, at that point, like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just go out, like, just ball out. And after that, I started balling, and everybody kind of gravitated towards me. You know what I'm saying? Start making plays, and I didn't have a bad practice, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, what do you think you were having bad? I mean, obviously you answered the question, but I was like thinking, like, was it bad practices because the other players were more advanced, or was it just because like intimidation type shit?
Nah, it's just like it was. I was just so far away. I was 23 hours away. You know what I'm saying? And I was like homesick and stuff like that. So
I feel like mentally you weren't there.
Yeah, mentally I wasn't there. So like the post grad I went to, like I hit a late athletic puberty. Like in high school I was good, but all of a sudden something, I don't know what it was, because I was training the different type of workouts I was doing. I just like started turning up. I got faster, I got stronger, and then like so when I went to that post grad, everybody there was pretty good, and. Like one of my closest friends now, he played the same position, and he's 6'2", I'm 5'8". You know what I'm saying? So we push each other, and like if I made a play, he congratulated me, we get lit. He made a play, we push each other to be great. So leaving there was a great experience. So I got there, it was more of I was like homesick,
Yeah, and you probably didn't have somebody to push you either.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah,
You
and I didn't know
it's like-
nobody too.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah. So
I feel like I'd be so like it's the social and anxiety of showing up to a place where I know nobody and you have to like give it your all, but nobody's there to like that you can really like talk to,
Yeah, but once they, like I said, like one thing about football, like once the players can see you can play, they're gonna open arms, and stuff type of thing. And so that would happen.
Yeah, because it was already tough that like you were having bad practices, so they're already thinking like, oh God, like this guy or whatever.
He's gonna hold us back or something.
Yeah, some shit. So
So, but man, like it was good, and then like typical like PISD, great athletes in this area, like because in high school, like during my time, we had so much great talent, and we just like for every reason just never made it because just like we just fuck up, you know what I'm saying? And I got in trouble a couple of times over there, and then I got kicked out of school.
And North
Dakota, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So one of like it was like the second year there, so one of the guys kind of took my clothes, my laundry, and I seen bro, And like I had a throwback Lakers jersey, and that's how I knew like, oh, that's my shit. You know, it was a gift. And so I called him in the laundromat. We started fighting. I hit bro, and then bro head hit the coin, and I was like, oh shit. And like, you know, my mom's a nurse, so I'm like, man, let me check if this nigga's dead or not. So he had I checked his pulse. He had a heartbeat. So he's good. I could have just walked away, got my shit, walked away. But me being low, trying to do some extra shit, I put bro in the dryer.
Put him in a dryer?
I put him in the dryer.
Yo, that's
What?
fucking wild.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like I'm not gonna get in trouble. Shit,
He was knocked out or what?
He was knocked the fuck out. Yeah.
You just
So then you just like carried him and put him.
It was like I just kind of put bro in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're saying that so casually when it's not like.
I mean, you know, I was just trying to prove a point. I should just walked out and then whatever, you know, and then bro got out and snitched on my old lows, got in a fight, you know, stuff like that.
He put me in a dryer.
Yeah, but I said, man, he took all my clothes and the cameras right there, they seen it all, you know. And then so basically they kicked me out. Yeah,
They didn't do anything to him.
They kicked him out too, but like he wasn't like no one really special. But I fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Because I dropped the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I would have performed how I performed, and then shit, everything would be different, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But everything happens for a reason.
Everything
You
happened for a
put him
reason.
in the dryer for a reason.
Yeah, so when that was like the biggest like fuck, like I'm like damn, but like since I'm up there and like the younger classes like from like in the PSD area, like everybody looked up to me. And I had a lot of people looking up to me, and they knew the shit I went through. Went to the post grad, then go to North Dakota, and like you know I had a lot of eyes. Everybody was showing love. I had like a going away party and shit like that, and you know. And come back to the A's, that's like the biggest, like, I'm like, fuck, you know. But I was like, you know what? My boy Tron, you know what I'm saying? Go see him play, be like a mentor. He's 2 years younger than me. And I remember, like, he's a FaceTime every night. Say, hey, Los, what you doing? I was like, man, I'm just chilling, you know. And I remember, like, if I post some food on Instagram, he commented, like, man, I can't wait to be at D1, eat like that. So I touched back to the H. My boy passed away in a car accident. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So, yeah, and then the night before he passed away, and I didn't even tell bro I got kicked out, you know. And the night he passed away, he tweeted, like, man, I look into my Twitter handle and my boy Booney, they're the two dudes in PSD that doing something, you know. And then came back and learned that he passed away, and I'm like, damn, you know, it fucked with me for a long time, you know, because I'm like, damn, like, I let bro down, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Damn, that was tough. Like,
yeah.
So when that happened and you were already back, and obviously, you know, that was a very like sad situation. How did you get up from that?
So like,
or come up.
So
from
like,
that?
I was like, man, you know, I didn't want like, you know, having that. It like, cause I came back to Houston, I'm like, okay, I gotta get my shit back, you know, in order, you know, I can't fuck up, you know, like I had so many people who were kind of they didn't tell me they were disappointed,
but you just knew.
I just knew, you know, so I worked, you know, and like I started working out, went even more harder, and then like I went to this school called Sir Ross. I said, okay, I'm gonna be here for like a year or two, ball out, and then try to go to the league, and that's whenever first day of practice. That's when it happened. I had a heat stroke.
Really?
Yeah.
The first day of the new school.
New school, yeah.
And that's what changed everything?
Changed everything. Yeah, so like I remember that like so usually for practice and game day, like my adrenaline's going. I don't be tired. You know, I'm like, you know, to after practice or the game's over, that's when everything hits me at once.
Yeah.
So since it was West Texas, dry weather, dry heat, and like I was tired, like, fuck, bro. Like, usually I'm not tired, you know, and I know I was in shape. And then, like, I remember just falling down, like, fuck, I can't move. So I had a heat stroke. Yeah, so it took me, it's crazy. First day of practice there. And I was looking forward to it. I had some of my high school teammates was there, and we was talking like, hey, we're going to turn up, we're going to do some things, and hell no.
Damn.
So what happened? Like,
Yeah,
did
like
you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I went to the hospital, so it took me to a hospital nearby. I don't really remember, but my mom said that I called her, and I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling good. And she's like, yeah, I know, because it was like 8 hours away. And she's like, yeah, I know, you know, so we're on our way, just like, you know, we'll see in a little bit. So I guess soon I hang up the phone, like my kidney shut down. When your kidney shut down, it's like a domino effect, all your organs shut down. and then they had a life flight me. So they had a life flight me to Odessa or to Houston. And my mom was like, well, she was talking to the hospital. And my mom was like, well, we kind of prefer Houston, but just like God works. It was raining that day, and it wasn't safe to land. Shit, and Odessa was like 45 minutes away where I was at. Shit, like I didn't even make it to Odessa because they said that like I hit flatline like 2 times.
Oh,
they had to revive me and shit. Yeah, so I was in a coma. Yeah.
For how long?
6 weeks.
Like, okay, so have they ever asked you if when you're in a coma, can you hear people or no?
Nah, I just woke up.
So it's like you just like took a nap.
You
or some
were
shit.
asleep.
Yeah. Last time I really remember, like I couldn't move my body. I guess this is right before got to the life, like got to like on a helicopter.
Yeah.
I was like just felt tears, like I was crying, but I couldn't move, and boom.
And you just like you knocked out and woke up
I woke
6
up.
weeks later.
Yeah. I like 6 weeks later.
So was that like another shock to you, like to learn that 6 weeks had passed and shit? Like
Yeah, so like I woke up, I had like tubes in me, and I put the tubes out, and then like when I did that, I went into shock, and I woke up like, man, what the fuck is going on? So like my physical was like 190, right? I woke up, I couldn't see like my feet, cause all the fluid backed up, you know what I'm saying? So I was like 260, you know, so they had to do that dialysis and stuff like that. And my mom like, yeah, you in here for like, you know, you was in coma for like a couple of days. I said, for real? She's like, yeah. And then like, she didn't want to give me my phone. And then, you know, like, I remember I was watching football. It was like week 7. I said, what the fuck? What you mean week 7? And then I started figuring everything out. I said, damn, how long I been in here? And I checked my phone, and shit just blowing up. That's how I did the math. And I told my mom like, yeah, damn, I've been here I was in coma for 6 weeks. Like, yeah. But they want to drop everything on me. Like,
it was a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like real emotional and stuff like that. And then whenever I woke up, like everybody was calling me, and my mom had to take my phone because like
it was too much.
It was too much, yeah. But the crazy thing about it, no one knew I was sick. Like back home, no one knew. My mom, she only told my boy Rudy, and my boy Drew, and my boy Ivan, and then and my ex-girlfriend at the time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and then like she's like, man, just kind of like she was like, I don't know how my mom got on my phone. I don't know how the fuck she knew my passcode. She see some things that she haven't seen, but yeah, she communicated through them and shit, and you know, and then like it's crazy. So the day before I woke up, she told in the group message like I was gonna make it type shit, and like my boy Ivan. He had like a mental breakdown type shit, and he posted a picture on Instagram, like pray for my boy Los, because everybody thought like I used to be on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that I was like in grind mode, like that's what I was showing on social media. So like my boy like T and my boy June like, damn, this nigga Los haven't been on Twitter. I guess he's grinding and stuff. Hell nah, I'm fucking fighting for my life. And he posted that picture, and then everybody like, what the fuck? And then my mom. Like she be doing the most on Facebook. She took a picture of me, like the famous picture everybody sees. She posted that shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, and then luckily like, you know, I woke up and shit. So I got on Facebook. Motherfuckers were putting R.I.P. to Los. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, it's not
comments,
funny, but
nah, it is
Nah, but that's fucking
man.
crazy.
Yeah, nah, I have like, there's a lot of funny stories that happen in that hospital. It's like, you know, but fucking like someone put, yeah, he overdosed on coke. And so like, I never did drugs. Like, only drug I ever did was weed. I smoked weed. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, because someone asked, what happened to him? Like, he overdosed on coke.
Hell no. Can you imagine that shit? Hell
Yeah,
no.
and then
like
then I would tell my mother, damn, you let this shit ride. You didn't tell this motherfucker.
Yeah, she didn't say nothing. She wasn't like commenting back.
She didn't reply back.
She was like more focused on me type shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Take a picture, let it do the work.
Yeah, like man, yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, you know, and but that's showing me how much love people have for me though.
Yeah.
That I didn't know I had, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody was like, man, pray for Los and.
I mean, it's crazy because if you're saying that happened like the day before you woke up, then it's like the prayer. Like if people were actually praying for you, it must have worked. Yeah. Obviously, it worked, right? Because you woke up the next day.
Yeah. So for me, like not no more, but one of my biggest flaws was like I hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like like niggas that I used to be like show love to, you know what I'm saying? Like we go out to the clubs and say, yeah, come on right here. Like I put on, show love. When I was like dead on my feet, like about to die, no one hit me. Like no one text me, no one took like for my
Yeah, I was
my
gonna
mom.
ask you about that.
Like I remember that shit. Like I still like to this day, like it's what it is what it is. I show, hey, what's up? I keep it moving because I know that's like my friends. That's why I kind of cut ties with them. You know what I'm saying? But whenever I came, like so funny story. So like I was on opioids, right? And so like my dad, you know, he's like, hey, you gotta give him detox because like I was so used to the drugs, like it was in my system. So like man, I was like I was going to shock. So wherever like someone go to rehab, you know, get for drugs, I was going through the same thing.
So it's kind of like you were kind of addicted to the opioids, right?
Opioids, yeah. So and like I guess what is it? Morphine? Not morphine, but
It can be, I think, because
yeah, so some type of opioid. Yeah, and I was tripping. Like I remember I called like one of my boys like, man, he's like, hey, you good? Like, nah, the people trying to kill me. But it's like I was going through shock.
Yeah, you were
like,
out of it.
Yeah, then my dad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my dad, you know, you just be in the streets. So she already knows. That's why he told the doctor, hey, detox him now. You know what I'm saying? And then like I was shivering and my dad just hold me. You know what I'm saying? So like that experience, like it got me and my parents got us a lot closer. You know what I'm saying? Because I could count like a handful of times like my parents we give hugs and I love you and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like my mom like a real tough person, my dad a real tough person. And to
It's
see him
self-love.
that, yeah. So like me laying in a hospital bed and seeing like, you know, seeing like that, it fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, everybody went through it, you know, so
yeah.
for my dad to be there was like super dope, you know. So and and then like, so I was in the hospital and like, you know, I was like using the restroom and stuff like that, but I wasn't like peeing. I was like only like it's a funny story. It's like I was only like shitting, right? So I was like, what the fuck, like, you know, because I couldn't see my feet.
Because you were like, you had gained weight.
Yeah, I had gained weight, and I never been.
Or you were bloated.
I was bloated, yeah, but I never been in a hospital before, so I don't know none of this shit, right? I said, what the fuck? So I remember like I pressed the button, like the nurse was like cleaning me, and I don't know what the fuck she said, but she pointed down there. I thought like, you know, my shit got cut off, and I'm crying. And that's still I was on the drugs still. I'm crying for like 3 hours, and my boy Booney, so he played at A&M. So after his workout, she's a FaceTime me. And he FaceTime me, what's up, Los? Like, I'm crying. He said, bro, what's wrong? They cut my shit. Like, what they cut? Man, they cut my dick off. Like, oh my God. He started crying. We was on the FaceTime crying for like 2 hours. That's like my boy Boone, like, that's my dog. Like, me and him been through everything together. You know what I'm saying? We played football together. We've been like other stuff. That's my dog, and I'm crying, and he's on a FaceTime crying. In my head, like, damn, I can't come back to the H like this, you know. And my mom walks in. I said, why the fuck they cut my shit off? She said, what you talking about? I'm not peeing, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you got a catheter.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that's like the only funny story I have of that shit. Like to this day, me and my boy Boone would hang out. I said, man, you remember that shit? I FaceTime me. You thought your shit was gone? Like, yeah, bro. Man, that's like. Fuck being in a coma. I remember I was crying. I was like, God, why you didn't take me? I can't have kids. Yeah. I was like, you know, it's just like, yeah, it's like, it was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
You know?
That is fucking crazy.
That,
shit.
I feel like, I mean, that'd be sad. Like,
man, I was like depressed. I thought
for a few hours.
Yeah, I was crying. And like, you know, that's just sort of the type of relationship, like I said, me and my boy Boone had. Because when Sean told him that, niggas start crying. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of like, I mean, it's not like it's a ha ha ha.
Yeah, he was crying. He's like, man, everything gonna be all right. No, it's not. You can't relate to this. You know? Yeah. So, yeah. So
that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's good to have that one friend though, because I was thinking, you know how you were talking about like how you hold grudges, or you would hold grudges against the people that like didn't show up pretty much, you know, when you were going through it.
Yeah.
How as we grow up, you know, you have all these friends, right? And then like you get to a point where you start realizing and like you're kind of pointing people out and being kind of like more gravitating towards like the people that actually mean something to you.
Yeah.
But then now, you fast forward to where you have a gym now, and you're kind of like seeing more people where I always get into these like things where I'm trying to explain something, but pretty much like you have a group of friends your circle gets smaller and then it starts getting bigger again. But
Yeah.
now it's like people that actually like have meaning in your life type shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah.
So that's pretty dope because I feel like I'm in that this through this podcast pretty much like has opened us to genuine people. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
because I feel like with you, I mean, I've been like, you know, I see your like the gym and like your personal account, but I feel like a lot of we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, I show love to everybody because, like, like the saying goes, like, the janitor, I treat the same way I treat a janitor, I treat a CEO.
Yeah.
And my pops always told me that, you know what I'm saying?
That's the way it should be, really.
Yeah, facts,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just like nobody's above anybody, like in this world, like you know. And with that being said, we're gonna go on a quick break.
Yes, sir.
And we are back.
All right. So off camera, we were talking about like how you came up with the gym and everything. So tell us a little bit about that, like how.
All right, so just kind of like top off like so basically, long story short, I ended up playing football again. I went to McMurray. I played there, and then like
Wait, after like.
after I got sick, yeah, like 2 years later, I played football again. So after I got sick, I moved to Austin. Great experience. I was there for like 2 years. And then like one of my boys was like, man, bro, you don't miss playing football? Because he was in the league. I'm like, yeah, I miss it. And at this time, I got fat because I was on 6th Street. I was partying. I was eating, going to school. He said, man, your fat ass didn't get back in the gym. So like he gave me his diet plan, and I lost like 30 pounds like in 40 days. My only cheat day was going to 6th Street on Saturdays. Besides that, I had a strict diet. So and after that, I ended up finding a school. I played there. It went good. And I came back to Houston. So, came back to Houston, working at Olive Garden, trying to figure out what I want to do and stuff. So, like, my middle school coach.
Was it the one on Fuquay?
No, Fairmont. Or off the Beltway in Pasadena.
Oh, the new. Oh, it's not new, but by Academy.
By Academy,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just hooked it up. Like, I had my regulars. Hey, man, here's a free dessert.
Yeah.
Just show love on the tip. That's why I just have so many, like, I just have regulars. Like, I talk about, like, I had people wait like an hour because I just gave good service, you know what I'm saying? And then like I show love on the regulars, every once in a while.
Yeah.
You got peach tea, I'm gonna take these off, I can say that shit now because I'm never going back. But yeah, so like my coach for middle school, Coach Butler, right? He had 3 kids. The oldest son name's Mikey. He was born when I was in 7th grade. And he's like, hey man, you haven't seen the kids in a while. Mikey playing football and basketball. I was wondering, like, can you train him, because he's not listening to me. I said, what the fuck? You're a coach. Like, what do you mean don't listen to you? Man, he would listen to you. Like, he's just not, So I started training him, whatever. And the first 2 weeks went good. And then he brought a homie. And then the next weekend, he brought another homie. And then one weekend, shit, I had like 20 kids from Friendswood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you should make this like a little business.
Yeah.
And at first, I was like kind of scared. Because I don't want to be on, like, put on social media, like, man, like, what if I don't get nobody, or, people, like, basically, like, talking shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know what, fuck this. So on my birthday, whenever, I forgot how old I turned, I said, hey, I'm starting, boom, like, training service, training outside, and stuff like that. So, and I was trying to, like, kind of get kids in this area. So, like, I was hitting, like, I made, like, a Twitter account, or made, like, an Instagram account. So, like, any high school kid, like, in PhD, I was hitting up, hey, come train with me. The first 2 workouts is free. If you like it, after that, each workout be $20, and just kind of grew from there. And, like, so my first batch of kids, I had a kid that was going to SMU for football from Rayburn. I had a kid playing basketball. He was going to a D2 school in Louisiana. I had Mikey. He was in 8th grade at Friendswood. I had a couple of kids there. And then I was training this little girl named Bella. She's like 10 years old. Probably my best athlete.
Seriously?
Great footwork. She does football, tackle football. She does baseball, select baseball, and she runs track.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the type of training that you do was like more of a performance type training, Okay.
Like speed, agility, and stuff like that.
So it's not like practice, like like basketball practice, whatever.
Yeah, speed, agility, and then I had this one kid. So when I moved to Houston, There's this kid at South Houston. He was a senior. He had super talented. I said, hey, bro, like, you know, if you ever want to train and work out, like, just hit me up. He just blew me off, whatever, right? All right, cool. He didn't know who the fuck I was, right?
Yeah.
2 years later, he seen me, like, training. He hit me up, like, hey, I wonder, can you give me a training session? His name's Ian. And that's my dog. Like, to this day, that's a little bro. Like, he's my mentor. Like, whenever I open another gym, I'm going to run one gym, he going to run the other gym. You know, if he doesn't go to, so right now he had a D2 school in Oklahoma, and he could go to the league. You know, if he doesn't, like, he got a spot at my spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm taking on my wing, I'm teaching the ins and outs and stuff like that. So, to get back to it, what was the question? I got it.
No, just pretty much like how it pretty much ending up how you ended up with the gym.
So like for me, the pandemic was like a blessing. You know, like none of my people got sick. You know, because none of my people got sick. No one passed away and stuff like that. I didn't get it. So like I worked at Olive Garden, so we couldn't work, so we get unemployment checks. So like shit, I was getting like $1,500 every 2 weeks. You know, and then like
as a server,
yeah, because like because it's a basic like because I was making like a band like almost like a week.
Yeah.
It depends how many shifts I work. You know,
Yeah.
If I work like 5 days in a row, I'm easily making a band. You know, So I was getting band every 2 weeks. I was letting that shit like rack up because you couldn't go nowhere. You know, I remember people was buying stuff online. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need shit. You know, like me and my boy T, we going to Target, get a bottle of wine. We just sipping. You know.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we was
Well, I
doing,
mean, it's not like the bars were like popping either.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying.
like,
Yeah. So
except Chilos.
except Chilos.
It was open.
Dude.
Oh man, like that shit was fucking
COVID was
crazy.
on its highs, and Chilos was just partying with.
Yeah,
packed
they
as
were
hell.
racking up money.
They didn't care.
Nah, I bet. So like, man, you know, everybody getting money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'm like, man, I'm just gonna save this shit, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't tell nobody how much money I was getting. The only person who knew was like my mom. You know what I'm saying? And then like when everything started opening back up, I still could get unemployment because it wasn't for like capacity. So then my regulars was coming. So shit, like I was still making like, you know, serving wise like 700 to 800. You know, like a week, right? And I still get unemployment. So I just let that shit racked up. You know what I'm saying? And then like I didn't tell nobody. I just like, racked that shit up. And then I had a girlfriend at the time.
And
She didn't know. Hell no.
You didn't tell her?
I didn't tell her, nah, because you know what I'm saying? Like we weren't sharing, you know, so like I always tell people I was broke all the time.
Wait, so how long had you been with the girl?
Like,
if you tell me more than a year and you didn't tell her, shame on you.
yeah, shame on me because it was more than a year.
Oh my God.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? So all of that shit like racked up, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and you know, kind of things we're kind of back to normal. I started getting it, but man, I look at my bank account like, damn, that's how much bread I got. So, and I had like a couple people hit me up like, hey, like, you want to be investors and stuff like that. Let's be business partners.
Like for what?
For the gym, like you should like open like, you know, to expand because like all the kids I was training outside, like it translated, you know, and then like my high school kids and then like one college guy, we were lifting weights. And you know the key to get faster and be explosive, you gotta lift weights, and it just like you see the difference, you know. So like man, like I have this money, what I'm doing with it. Then like me and my ex, we broke up and shit like that. So I came back to the crib because we were living together. So I came back to the crib. I was like, man, fuck, I'm moving back to Austin, but like nah, I'm already training Mikey, and he's a freshman now. You know, I don't go to his games. And then, you know, like, maybe I just get my own spot. My pop's like, man, bro, like, man, you pay bills here and there, but you good, bro. Like, because I'm never at home anyways.
Yeah.
And then, like, I would tell my boy Rudy, he's in Wisconsin, he's in law school. I said, hey, bro, what you think about like me open up a gym? And he got so much love for me, you know what I'm saying? Because he's my best friend. He's like, nah, bro, like, that's a huge investment. Just stick to it. You know, you're not paying nothing. Like, stick to outside, you know? And then, like, my homeboy's dad, he has a business. I asked him the same thing. I said, hey, Pops, you know, we was sipping. And he was his homie. He says, hey, I think about opening a gym. He's like, no, Los, like, you don't know what the ins and outs. No, you don't have enough clientele. And But you know the thing is, they were telling me because they got love for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they're trying to put me down type shit.
I think it was more that they also didn't know the ins and outs of that business to tell you should do it without them having the knowledge, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I tell people all the time, like, I'm telling people my vision, but it's my vision. They're not gonna see what I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
Like I already seen, if I get this, then boom, 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 boom. It's gonna open more doors. You know what I'm saying? And I told my boy T, we was sipping, like, man, I'm thinking about opening a gym. And he was like, man, do that shit. That'd be dope. So throwing me ideas. I'm like, damn, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, prior to that, I did a back to school camp. I had, like, you know, I passed out school supplies. I had, like, 80 kids pull up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I think I had the momentum to do so, you know. So got 2 business partners. And, you know, and I kept that shit on the right. No one knew. No one knew about the gym. Like, I didn't even tell my mom and dad. Only person I told was my boy T. And I had a secret, and like, you know, people like, hey, we going? Like, I'm making these errands, you know. But really, I'm having these business meetings, having everything right, and doing my own research and stuff like that. So my boy Rudy, for his birthday, who's in law school, and I said, for his birthday, I said, FaceTime me. And then I said, look, you see this warehouse? I said, what the fuck is that? I said, that's our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm going to open up a gym. And he's like, damn, bro, you really going to do it? Like, hell yeah. And then he was the second person. So I went on Rob's show. I'm like, fuck it. I don't do this announcement.
Yeah.
Boom. Hey, we opened up a gym. And everybody like, what? What do you mean you opened up a gym? Y'all gonna see. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, like, man, like, it was my vision. You know, like, I didn't want to tell a lot of people because, like, they're gonna tell me a whole bunch of shit that they don't understand. You know. So now, fast forward a year later, now people see that shit like, oh, this shit popping. You know what I'm saying?
And it normally works like that, unfortunately, right? Like, people don't get where you're coming from, and they don't get the vision.
Yeah.
So it's just like, there's this certain amount of people that will understand what you're saying as you tell them the vision, right? But shout out Rob, you know, for him giving you the platform to announce,
make that announcement,
you know.
Because, like, you know, but the thing is, like, you know, right in South Houston, there's 2 other gyms, you know, and I was going Flex. I love that atmosphere.
Flex is, who's the one for Flex?
Flex City? Uh-huh. Flex City is Ron.
Ron. Oh, okay. That's Ron.
Yeah.
Which was the other one?
It's called X-Breed.
X-Breed.
Oh, X-Breed.
Yeah, they're all in the...
Yeah, in the same area.
Yeah. So, like, I love the atmosphere. Cause, like, they're, like, it's a bodybuilder gym, and everybody's super friendly, you know. Everybody show love to each other, and, you know, so, like, but the thing is, like for, like, it's nothing for athletes, like, for running. So they had a little small turf, but it's so much you could do, right?
Yeah.
So, but the difference is, like, there's nothing, like, there's no sports, like, performance-wise in the area, you know. And if it is, y'all go far, right? Like in Missouri City or Friendswood, you charging like an arm and a leg for it, you know. So I like, man, it'd be perfect right in, you know, South Houston.
Yeah, that's pretty dope because we have Erica. I mean, her episode hasn't dropped, but she used to work out. She said that she got into that, like the performance.
She said she used to just lift like weights, pretty much just typical gym type shit. And then she started going to your gym.
Yeah.
And
with
that's
Josh.
with Josh, right?
Yeah.
And then that's where she started doing more like the kind of performance. And all that shit,
now she goes based off her performance, and then more, like, it just pushes her to do more. You know, I feel like it'd be so hard for me. Like, I don't feel.
The first week is the hardest week, and the third week. After that, you
the
good.
Third week?
Yeah,
Why?
because like the first week, you're like, oh shit, what I'm doing, like kind of nervous. The second week, you're in a routine, you're good, and then like you hit sore, like fuck, do I want to do this shit again? And once you get through that third week, it's green. It's like it's a routine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Everybody says the first week. No, it's the first and the third week. Because you gotta be consistent.
That makes it. That's realistic, actually.
Yeah, that is realistic. Yeah.
I feel like I could relate. I could probably be like, all right, I did it 2 weeks, and then Monday comes around for the
So
third
do you
week.
think that like for somebody who's trying to cut or whatever, asking for a friend, like that it's more beneficial? But
Are you asking for a friend or for you?
I don't know, but that is like more beneficial, like to cut weight or just like. Because I feel like you can only do so much when you're like training with weights, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're not including like the cardio stuff, like
So one, like, you know, everybody's body's just different, you know.
Yeah.
But to cut, you gotta do the cardio, you know, because like if you just like strictly just like lifting, you're gonna be too stiff. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna be you don't have no mobility.
Yeah.
Your performance isn't there.
And that gonna be there, yeah, exactly. So like for me, like so if I do upper body, right, I'm hopping on a bike for 8 minutes. I don't have to go hard, but just get the blood going, you know. But if I do legs, right, before I do legs, I hop on the bike for 8 minutes, and after I do my leg workout, I do it again because especially like for leg day, I'm a squat heavy. I gotta get my blood going, you know. So that's why I hit the bike
After.
Yeah, well, I hit the bike
Before.
after. It's just the rehab part because I know I'm gonna be tight and sore and get the soreness out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because I was gonna ask you, when do you recommend doing the cardio, before or after?
You could do like whatever you feel comfortable with. Like I would think both. You know, so like so before get the
after.
blood going and after, yeah.
So and then your gym is just, it's not strictly just cardio like workouts, right? Like
Nah.
you incorporate like weightlifting.
Yeah.
all
So
that
like
stuff.
so like the gym is open to anybody, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like the people I train, like so I do like a dope boot camp. The first half of the workout is a HIIT workout, like high knees, butt kicks, like body squats and stuff like that. Like for 3 rounds, and then after that I do the weightlifting part.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then like that's for like like for like I said for my dirt class, but for my athletes, we do a stretch, and then like we do like speed agility with the ladder, cones, and then like I might throw in some plyometrics. So basically, it's like let's say you had a box right here, right? A box like 20 inches, 24 inches, or 30 inches, and get the medicine ball, and you got to explode up with it. Because you know it's all explosive,
Yeah.
You know, so it translates. So like I don't ever want like my guys to do workouts that whatever sport they play, it's not gonna translate. You know, so that's why like I tell them like hey, don't lift super heavy because you get too stiff, then you're not gonna ever run fast. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Is that why the name is Explosive Fitness? Houston Explosive.
Yeah, all go together, you know, because the key is like everybody want to get faster, you know, and people want to get bigger and stuff. So you gotta be explosive, you know. So yeah.
So when people go to your gym, they have to get trained by you or by anybody, or can they just go and do their own thing?
Yeah, you can get a regular membership. It's 24 hours. You can do your own thing. You
How
know.
much is the membership?
27
A month.
Okay.
a month. Yeah,
And the daily pass?
$10.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I want to do something like even on my training packages, right? So for one session a week, which 4 workouts in a month, is 125. 2 times a week is which is 8 workouts. 8 workouts in a month is 150, and then 3 times a week, which is 12 workouts in a month, is 200.
What about 4 times? Because I've seen a lot. No, not a lot. But for example, 2 girl trainers that like I follow.
Yeah.
They do Monday through Thursday. One of them charges I think 200, and the other one charges like 150
Okay.
for 4 workouts. And I think one of them is just strictly HIIT, and the other one does incorporate. I don't know if you've heard of them. One of them is Steph Fitness.
Yeah, I heard it. Right.
Okay, I think she does nothing but HIIT cardio.
Okay.
And then the other one is Alexia. She has the
I know her,
Strong is Beautiful.
Yeah, on Fairmont.
Yeah, on Fairmont.
Yeah.
She has, I think, a mixture of both.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a homie. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder. So how much is it for you for the 4?
So that was just only for like sports performance.
Oh, sports performance.
So my boot camp is 150. Monday through Thursday, I have a 5:00 a.m. class. I have a 7 p.m. class.
Which one's the fullest?
The 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody can wake up at 5, right?
Nah, I mean the first week everybody shows up. Like this past time, I had
Everybody's motivated.
15 people, and by the next week, 7. And it's
But they already paid, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I'm a morning person anyways, so I wake up at 4:00. So it's like
What time do you go to sleep?
on a good day, midnight.
And on a bad day?
Shit, I stay up all night.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you have energy during the day? You don't take naps?
I take naps, yeah, for sure. I take like an hour nap and stuff like that.
You drink energy drinks and all that? No.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't.
So what do you do to keep up with the energy? To keep up your energy?
Going. I just think about like same thing. Like this is like my new chip on my shoulder. Like I gotta keep it pushing, you know, because like I see like because when I play ball, I had trainers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They train like professional athletes, like celebrities. I'm trying to get on that shit. So that's why like I want to do the gym in South Houston because I want people like kids be like, oh, we got D-Hop, like oh shit, he in South Houston. What are you doing in South Houston to work out here instead of he going somewhere else like in Houston, work out with me. You know, like I want them to like be recognized. Oh, this is shit's going on in South Houston.
Yeah. And what about, okay, so what's the difference between performance specialist? No, what is it? Performance, I have that on the notes. Because you have it on your bio.
Yeah, so sports
performance specialist versus personal training.
Trainer. Yeah, so personal training is like your own goal of your like whatever you want to achieve on your body. That's the personal trainer.
Okay.
For mine is like if you're an athlete, all the movements we're gonna do, like we put the work in, they're gonna translate on the field.
On the field.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And do you have to be certified for both?
You can, like in certain states you can, but most of the time no. You know what I'm saying? Like all my trainers I had, no, they former athletes. You know. So
I see. So they've trained, so they know the training.
Yeah. So like all like the speed, agility. I've been doing that since I was like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know, but the difference for me and them is like that's why I have a kinesis degree. The difference for me and them is I have the science to go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we do all this. Okay, now that we do this plyos with weights and stuff and explode up and stuff. So but you have some trainers, right? That this is what I do. Now they have like the book smarts of it, but they don't have the athletic background. So I'm a mix of both.
Okay.
So that's why, like for me, that's why like you say like you ask me why I sleep. I don't sleep because I gotta keep it going.
So what about that? Okay, so you're a trainer, but you don't sleep when there's other trainers that encourage body rest.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, naps is one of the healthiest things you could do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously as a girl, right, a goal is to grow your butts, typical, right? But me, I was on TikTok and I saw this girl say, she's like, oh, I don't know if it's true, but she's like, oh, your muscles grow when you sleep. Is it true or no? Or you don't know?
I don't even know. That part, I don't know.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, you're supposed to sleep.
I mean, I just think that's just recovery type shit.
Yeah, recovery, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was like, damn, I need to get my
But
ass
you
to
do
bed.
need recovery. Like, I tell, like, my football guys, right? It's crazy. So, like some of the kids I train, they're like, man, what the fuck are we doing? Like, they never done this shit. But when they start, like, they train for me for a month and they go do their sport.
They feel the difference.
They see it. Oh, coach, let's go. You know, like my football guys, man, they're like this, like some, like most of them that was balling this shit. Like, hey, coach, we want to come back and train. Like, nah, bro, it's the season. Like, you need a rest. You know, because you gotta rest because you don't rest, then your body gonna break down quicker.
Oh, I see.
That's why like some like you know like I see like some parents make their kids play like multiple sports. It's dope, but they have no rest period.
And they need that.
Yeah, they train for like 4 hours, then they have a game. Back door, they train again. Like, I mean, at that time, by the time the kid get older, their body gonna be out of there. You know, so you gotta have a time and place to chill and relax. You know.
Yeah.
I guess that does make a lot of sense.
Are your athletes like? Do they ever show up like first day, kind of like being like too cool for like training type shit?
Nah,
or they want to be there.
They want to be there. That's the difference. Okay. Like you have some kids, right? And I know that too. I hit up and hey, come to the gym, come train. Like yeah. But they don't want to. But some of the kids that come, they put the work in because they want to play at that next level.
Yeah.
You know, because over here it's hard. You know, what's it gonna be the difference from this athlete here and this athlete here? You gotta put the extra work in. They're not. So I tell the kids all the time, like, you spend 1 hour with me, you're getting better while everybody's chilling. You could chill, but spend that 1 hour out your day to get better. And if you come 3 times a week, that's 12 hours you put in there and getting better than the next person. You know, so.
Wow, breaking it down number-wise seems like a little bit, right?
What do you mean, like in one day?
The way he just broke it down, like the way he said, oh, an hour a day to make yourself better.
Because an hour a day doesn't seem like much to people.
It doesn't.
But it's just when you start adding it up type shit where it's like.
Yeah.
You see the difference.
And like, especially like over here, like to be honest, my prices could be way more expensive. But then I lose the target of the kids I want to get, you know. So that's why, like, for me, like, it's not all about the money. It's all about, like, you know, like my reward is see the kids when like this past season, right? I had like 14 kids from PISD got first team or second team our district. That's my reward because all those kids wasn't first team or second team last year. Yeah. It all, you know what I'm saying? So and they know it too. Like I be going to the games,
watching them.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if you go to the games and all that.
Hell yeah, I got to because we spent all these hours putting in. Yeah, I want to see the reward. The only person I didn't go see is my boy Ian because he played football in Oklahoma. And I just didn't have the time to go over there. Yeah, you know, but I told bro that next year I'm going to be at least 3 of his games. Got to, you know, so to be that support. And you know.
Financially, if it's not about the money, how do you keep the gym running?
Well, we got enough people. The money makes itself.
Okay, as memberships.
Yeah, as memberships, yeah.
Is it normally packed or not?
Yes and no. Like you pass by, you can see whole bunch of cars because I'm training the athlete sports on the turf. But it's like lifting race wise, like a regular gym, like regular member. It's not that bad. You can get through the traffic.
Oh, okay. Because when Erica would post like her videos, I would never feel empty, like it would be packed. Yeah.
Yeah, but she went during a time
where it was like slow.
Yeah, like the kids. Okay. Yeah, so the kids was at school still.
Yeah.
Okay. So like from 5 to like 9, it'd be popping. You know. Yeah. Athletes. You know.
Damn. Yeah. That's dope. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be back.
Yeah.
Not that we were just talking about Rob, you know, him being too hyper, but we love Rob, you know.
Yeah, shout out Rob, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, what about your athletes? We haven't really touched. Like, we've talked about them.
So are most of them in school, like, or you get like different age ranges?
Because you mentioned you had Tank's son too, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Tank.
Yeah, shout out to Tank, my boy Ant. Like, so he came to me just like he plays defensive back for Deer Park. So like great footwork. You know, he just kind of like know the game a little bit better, get a good feel. But he came to me get stronger. You know, so we're hitting the weights, and then like, okay, let's practice our feet work and stuff like that. And I see his techniques. Oh, his techniques there, but something we could work on. You know, so I have a 7-on-7 team. So it's a select football, right? And so I have kids from like Deer Park, Friendswood, and Soho. So like our first year, it's all about exposure. So like that's how kids get recruited now for football is these tournaments. Like they say they go to high school, they're 0-10, right? But they go to this tournament and go ball out, they get offered by D1s. You know, and that's my homeboy put me on to that. Said, hey man, you got a good bunch of kids you train. You should start a 7-on-7 team. I'm the only coach, right? I worry about 18 kids. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, so Ant was my starter corner, and like we had like I don't know, like 7 tournaments, and we had over 20 games. Bro only gave up like 2 touchdowns the whole season, and he going against like dudes like 6'3", 6'4", and like 4 stars, 5-star guys that going to big university.
Yeah,
and bro hold his own. You know what I'm saying? So like with him, like his ceiling's through the roof. You know, it's all about just getting an opportunity to play and like, you know, show his high school coaches that he can do that. Yeah, he got that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Because like it be sometimes like you know I say, hey bro, you on the island, and like you know they trying to pick on him, you like kind of score on him. Bro hold his own. You know what I'm saying? So like with him on defense, I know bet Ant good. I gotta worry about everybody else. You know.
Yeah.
So,
and do you feel okay? So, because obviously Tank was a trainer too. He doesn't do it anymore. So, do you think that that's why he went with you, or because you are a performance?
I think a little bit about Tank told me like you know, just his like you know father and son like dad, you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, like the coach, like your coach.
Yeah. So I already know when I have kids, one of my athletes that you know they trainers now, I'm just gonna go train with him.
Yeah, because we had our son in a T-ball, right? Yeah. How old was he? 2?
2.5. Shame on us. I can't believe.
He was super young. But the only reason he got in was because the coach. No, wait.
He was, he was 2.5 because to get into T-ball, you have to be 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because the coach, his son was there and his grandson. Yeah. And they were that age. So that's how.
It was for Soho. Soho T-ball.
Oh, yeah, in the avenues?
Yeah, we used to play on the field right there. I think it was...
Jay?
I don't know. It's literally like...
It's like going to
Rob's
house.
You know where Rob stays at? Okay, like literally like the field that's right there.
Oh, okay, the softball field.
Yeah, and I think it was like the wife was Jaina. I think that's her name. They work at the fire department right here down Old Galveston.
Oh, okay.
Like they run those Soho baseball, T-ball, whatever.
Yeah, so that's how Milo was able to get in, but
pull the strings.
so that's how that's how I can tell like where kids don't take their dad seriously if they're coaching them, you know, because his son, bro, like was so
The son
like
was good.
the son was
grandson.
good. It was the grandson.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah, he was
He was
a
not
bad
bad,
one.
but you know, he didn't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
But
he
it was,
two and a half
but you
too,
can
though.
see it,
Yeah.
like you can see it where it's like he's being a coach to all these kids, and then there's his son and his grandson holding them by the pants, like grabbing them like suitcases, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and that's why my son never wanted to play. He was so scared of the coach, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
because he would yell at his son and his
and
grandson.
this grandson.
You know? Yeah.
So my son would be like, okay, it's. I feel like he would look at it like, okay, it's us three. They were the only three that were 2.5,
Yeah.
and all the other kids were like 4, 5, 3. You know, they were the babies. They would play against kids that were like way older, and I feel like him screaming at his grandson and his son.
Kinda
Milo
like-
would look at him and he would be so scared of him.
Terrified.
Yeah.
He never played, bro.
He
like,
never
yeah,
stepped. The only time he stepped on the field was without his helmet, and he was ready. And I guess what is it? The
umpire or
or whatever. Yeah, like the guy was like, "Oh, he needs his helmet," and the coach was like, "Can you let him play? Like it's his first time stepping
never
out.
plays
He never
like he's-
plays. He's literally wanting to play. He's like, no, he needs his helmet."
Yeah.
And the coach was like, "It's all right." So Milo just came back, and that day he got the game ball, like,
Yeah.
because the coach was so happy that he stepped out on the field to play.
yeah, that's pretty funny.
You gonna put him back in?
I wanted to this year, you know, but I do feel that it was his first year back in school, going for the full 8 hours.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to put him this spring just yet, like, cause Giselle and Rob put Robbie
Okay.
on, like, I think it's like what with I don't know, Oak Meadows.
I don't know.
I think she sent me like, "Oh, we're gonna put Robbie to put Milo," but I was like, "Oh, I'll check it out." But then I told him, I'm like, I don't know, because I want to give him until he's a little bit older. Maybe next year I'm down to be like, all right,
Yeah.
he's older, you know, he's used to the 8-hour school day, and if it's something he wants to do, then cool, I'm down, you know.
And it is different for me because I was never in no sports, bro.
Me neither.
So
Yeah.
it was my youngest brother was the one that was like playing basketball and football and
But
all
your
that.
other brother played soccer too. Lego.
Yeah, but they were little. But my brother Ray, he was like in middle school, like playing basketball, football, that shit. So it is kind of like different for me because it's like, well, I don't know shit, you know. I'm putting them in t-ball, and there's a video I posted where I'm like talking to Milo, and I'm like pulling him close to me, and I'm just like, no, you gotta do this. And I had put like me telling them shit about baseball when I don't know shit, you know. Like
It's crazy. No, I coach soccer, literally soccer.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah.
Not no more.
Nah, cause I have a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first year we sucked.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was like, you know, I did it like it was like what 5 and 6 year olds.
Okay.
I didn't know they're gonna be that serious. Right? I thought everybody kind of go having fun.
Yeah.
So my homegirl, she played like PAL soccer. I said, hey man, like I'm doing coaching. She said, no, they're gonna just run around and stuff like that. The first game we lost like 10-0.
Oh my
Every time the other
god.
team scored, they blew the horn. I was like, man, fuck that. The little kids didn't know what was going on. They was just happy to have the snacks after the game.
Yeah.
As a competitor, I'm like, hell no. So I'm going to YouTube, learning and stuff like that because I want to be a better coach. So we didn't win like 2 games, right? Then like they have a spring league. Spring league got a little bit better. The thing is, they hold me because they gave me first year players. And all the other teams we play against, they was already playing for like 2 years already.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to teach them like the real basics and stuff. The spring league, we did okay. We won one playoff game, but same thing. But that following year, hell no, I already knew. I knew like I watched the soccer videos, how to coach soccer, all that type of stuff. We won a championship.
Oh,
so
wow.
all the team that was blowing us out, I had one of the parents blow that shit, blow the horn every time.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what about, so you don't do it anymore because of the gym?
Yeah, I felt bad, like, you know, and like, so like, all the kids I trained, they all like, we moved up together, and that was like the hardest part. That was like the suckiest part. They said, hey coach, you gonna coach us again in the spring? I'm like, nah. You know, yeah. So I still see the parents every once in a while, and I see the kids that run up and give me a hug. So that's the thing, right? It's like when they get older, they're not gonna remember what was the score was. They're gonna remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So if we didn't win a championship that second year, right? They wouldn't give a fuck. You know, they say, oh man, that's Coach Lowe's. You know, we have fun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like very important. Like with coaching, like you never want to like shit on a kid because you could kill their whole confidence.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Like
I don't do no yelling. I give positivity. You know what I'm saying? Because like kids nowadays, they built different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like back in the day, like in high school, even college, I get cursed at by the coaches. That shit
Yeah.
didn't faze me because my mom used to curse me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, whatever. You know, now like you curse out a kid, you yell at a kid, the confidence go down. So that's why my job's so great because I know how to challenge. You know, without cursing at them. You know,
Yeah, I was gonna
really,
say,
yeah.
you know how to challenge without bringing them down.
Exactly. I give positivity, you know.
Yeah.
So and then like, you know, especially like my older kids, like the 7-on-7, like them, like, oh yeah, I yell, like call out a play, but if they make a mistake, instead of me yelling, like talking shit to them, I coach them. So that's the difference, like from coaching, like you like coach them up, and correct them, they make a play, but yelling and shit like that is not gonna make them do any better, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why like all my kids, I get a lot of feedback. That's why like my kids would run through a wall for me because I treat them like grown men and I treat them with respect, not like
kids.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so
Yeah. So now that you have your own gym and you have pretty much your own set of kids and stuff, like, are you coaching them like how you want to coach them? Pretty much how you're talking about right now, but it's like, are they like kind of like afraid of you, or are they just like loving like
it's
the
just
way
the
you
respect.
The respect is all
you're
love.
hard on them, but not like
man, tough love, like man,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I got like I said, like I gotta be hard on them, and you know, while like bringing them completely down. Like we had a tournament, right? We should have won that. We should have won the tournament. We fucking lost to like a sorry ass team, and then you know we had like a bad apple on the team, and we lost. I said, y'all come to the side, right? And I heard her kid say, oh, you know, you treat so like Coach Butler, right? His son Mikey now he's one of the stars on my team. He said, oh man, he shows favoritism, and that shit pissed me off. It lit like I snapped. So I was like, we lost whatever. I said, come to the side. I went by one. I said, Mikey, if you fuck up, you do something off the field where I cut your ass. Like, yeah. I went down each one of them. One of the kids named Kendrick. He's at a JUCO right now. I said, hey bro, who gave you that scholarship to that college? You did. How many times you trained with me? None. So I said, okay. So I just did it out of strength because you went to South Houston, right? So yeah. Went each one by one. I said like, man. And I told him like, hey, shit. Some of y'all, bro. Some of y'all gonna make it. Some of y'all not gonna make it. The ones that don't make it because y'all don't have that drive. And I told him I was adopted. Like shit. The reason why I was so crazy, what pushed me because I was adopted because I want, like I just told the story, I want my mom to know she made a mistake and everybody's mouth just dropped. Because I was so in the mode because like we underperformed. And I had a coach tell me like, man, y'all should have won. Like what happened?
Yeah.
You know, so like I was so like, man, I don't know what the fuck was gonna happen after this, but y'all gotta have that switch. You know what I'm saying? But no, never say there ain't no favoritism because I'll give my shirt off my back for y'all. You know, and each one of the kids, you know, and then the kid that said they have favoritism, they kicked her off the team. You know what I'm saying? They kicked them off the team, and then like the thing is, that same kid that said that, like, he's back on my team now because I feel because he's one of those kids that need that. You know what I'm saying?
There's people that need the guidance and the push.
Yeah, so
you know?
he had to realize that like, damn, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And all his teammates like, man, bro, you like, don't come back because if you're not locked in, then we don't want you on the team.
Yeah.
But that same kid, like I talked to him, and I was saying like, I could have been an asshole, like, nah, bro, you're not on the team, you know, but I embraced him. And he understands now, you know, because these kids like 15 and 16 years old, they don't understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, their maturity level is so low.
I guess that's what I meant earlier whenever like I said if people show up on the first day where they're just like too cool, you know. But it's like a mentality like there's so much more to this coaching than just like the practices and stuff, you know. So it's like they have to come with you're coaching them like physically, but then there's like this mentally as well, you know what I'm saying?
So like even then, like, you know, like I wear different hats. Like, I'm Coach Los because they all tell you, look, don't call me yes sir, no sir, nah, fuck that. Call me Coach Los. That's how you show respect to me. You know what I'm saying? And but they know it's a borderline. Like, nah, I ain't your friend. Like I G-check them, you know, where I need to be, you know. But you know, I said that's why I got that love. So like whenever I see kids, like I go to their games, like they make a mistake, I yell at them, you know. And then when they make a play, I'm there celebrating with them. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to the games, like at Deer Park or somewhere, I see my kids like they make a play, they look at me, they smile at me because that's the stuff we talk about. Like I coach them on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's super dope experience. You know. So like I said, I wear different hats. So sometimes I be like big bro. You know, don't be a coach. Like just hear them out to vent. You know, because these kids go through a lot of shit. They just keep under wraps, you know. Sometimes I'm the guidance counselor, you know. Man, some kids, you know, I'm like a father figure to them, you know. So it's like sometimes like it be overwhelming, but I know at the end of the day, when they get older, right, they get like 25 to 26, like, man, Coach Lowe's really did that shit for me, you know. It changed their life.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
the coach did for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say that. You kind of want to be that same person
The
to
blessing,
everybody
like, you know,
else.
because, like, man, like my Coach Butler, like, it's a saying he always just said, like, man, every time, like, shit happens, like, man, like, shit's not working out, you know, and, you know, I got sick in a coma. He's like, look, this is the cards you got dealt with.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to pull the bad cards. Like, now, there's so many bad cards you're pulling, but eventually, you're going to have those good cards. And shit, all I've been pulling out is good cards now. Shit, it took long enough. You know what I'm saying? And the same metaphor he gave me, I tell the kids, you know. So, yeah.
So what about like your income sources? Like, is it just coming from the gym?
Yeah, just coming from the gym. We sell merch too. He's supposed to fitness shirts, you know what I'm saying? So now I work, I just got hired. Well, I got hired, but the last 3 months I work for a PSD. I work with at-risk dropout students. You know, so like some of the kids, like, you know, they come from like, they lose both their parents, or they have a single parent household. They're not going to school. Their grades is bad. So I just been like a mentor. And with that alone, I'm like another guidance counselor. And I've been doing this for the last 3 months. So since then, like, none of the kids been filling on the report cards. They've been coming to school. So I'm at Rayburn, South Houston.
So you go to the different schools,
and
basically help the kids that are doing not okay.
Yeah, and I just talk to them. You know, a lot of them just don't have no one to talk to. They don't know no route to go to, and they can't relate to the teachers.
Yeah, and they can't.
Yeah, you know, so that's why I kind of like be in the middle. Like, listen, you're not listening to the teachers, right? It's like it's not gonna make them their job easier, and they're gonna be more hard on you. So you gotta meet them halfway in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, and after you hear them, you know, kind of like gets off the stuff, because they go a lot of shit at home. They come to school, they don't want to hear from nobody, you know. And I gotta tell the teachers too, look, this student going through a lot right now. Just give them like a little pass a little bit, you know. And because I told the students, I said, hey, look, they know, like, just like don't act up, you know. So it's going great, it's going good, you know. So
that's so cool.
It's crazy because now you're doing stuff where it's like more fulfilling than like an Olive Garden type job.
Yeah, hell
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're
yeah.
making differences and shit in people's lives. So it's
that's why at the back to school. So that's why, like, so before the pandemic, I had my regulars, right? I had like a family of 6. Everybody got entrees. When the pandemic happened, they were sharing plates because, you know, they was just like, you know, like they're trying to catch up on bills and shit like that. That's why I thought about, man, let's do a back to school camp. So I had like because I know a lot of like guys who are in this area that played like D1 football and stuff like that. So I hit up my homeboys. They come back like volunteer. And at the time, people were like, what do you mean you're doing a back to school camp? And I had people like donate backpacks and stuff like that. I didn't know how big the turnout was gonna be. We had like 80 kids signed up.
I love that.
Yeah. So a couple of my boys that's in the league, they donated some money to buy school supplies and stuff like that. It was a good turnout. It was happened outside Houston. So, and like to see kids that, you know, that had the same backpack and stuff like that for the last 2 years, and I got some new stuff. And then not only they interacting with the coaches, and then they see, oh, you went to school around here? Like, yeah, but you got to take care of your grades first to get to you need to get to. So
they see the motivation, like they find the motivation with the people that were like there.
Yeah, and then my friends that volunteer, they love it too, because, you know, they just did it because off the strength, because I asked them to. So like this past year we did at Queens, we had like over 200 kids. You know,
That's a lot.
Yeah, so like, you know, like I said, like the first year people were like, man, what the fuck? Like, who's Carlos Williams? Like, what he's doing now? Like, more people knowing, you know, get a little bit more exposure. So like, hopefully next year, you know, we do have Pasadena Memorial Stadium. Just simply fact, because I know there'll be more kids and, you know, have more room to operate. You know, but if not, I'll go back to Queens, you know, or South Houston.
That's dope. I do feel like the more you do it, the more you get the recognition. Because like I told you off camera how we had the toy drive too. Yeah. But we do it in Mexico, you know. And
and then you do it in summertime then.
Yeah,
right?
in summertime.
That like what, August?
July.
Or July.
Yeah, because I want because the thing is like my college guys, they got to report to camp.
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
then I be trying to get like kind of like professional athletes come too,
Yeah.
and that's before they report to camp. So that's why I do it in July.
Yeah, that makes
instead
sense.
in August. You
Yeah.
know, so,
Yeah, because this year I kind of wanted to. We've done 3 years already where we donate like toys, but we do it after Christmas, so mid-January.
Yeah.
You know, just to give everybody time to settle in or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easier for us
Yeah.
to do it mid-January. And this was our 3rd year doing it, and it went super well. But this year I also want to do the school thing,
Yeah.
like the giving back to school. But it's just so much harder, you know, just because you have to take everything
Yeah.
across the border,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah,
like
that's the only
it's-
part that sucks, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the first year we did school supplies and toys.
Yeah, we did some school supplies, and
backpacks,
backpacks, you
all
know,
that
because
stuff.
we had extra money, so I bought like school supplies and gave them to the older kids, you know.
Yeah.
And mind you, over there is super like let's say, you know, one school's here, but this one school provides for like 5 different little
Oh,
towns.
okay. Yeah.
That all the little kids have to either ride their bikes, catch a ride, or walk to that other town. You know, it's
Yeah.
obviously different scenarios, you know, but it's dope because like I told you too off camera how we always wanted, like this year our goal was to like encourage giving back, and that was one of the topics, like your fundraisers and like
Yeah.
how you give back, you know. And do you feel like that might change once you have a kid?
Nah, because like, you know, when I do have a kid, I'm still gonna do it to show them that it's kids less fortunate than you.
Yeah.
You know? So like, you know, hopefully, you know, I get old, they carry the tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, okay, maybe not the fundraisers and the giving back, right? But do you feel like your attention is gonna, the drive that you have towards all these kids is gonna change?
So, right now, yes. So like my son on 17, like I told him, like after y'all graduate, I'm not having another team because it's like I care so much about these kids. I want them to perform. When like they say they have a bad game, I know mentally they're not gonna be there, you know. And then
Yeah.
like for me, like cause I got all my athletes, I love them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have a bond. You know what I'm saying? And especially like the older kids. And see them, they go through shit, it affects me, you know.
It's emotionally draining for you?
Yeah, a little, yeah. So I told the kids, like, man, after I get y'all to school, I'm not doing the 7-on-7 no more. I'm just going to train like little kids and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so like hopefully by then, the little kids, I have another trainer, they could do that, you know, because because like, that's why sometimes like at night I'd be like watching film of other schools. I tell my guys, hey, this guy do this here, bite on this, you know, and watch like my running back. Make sure you pull and hit the outside gap, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when they do it, like sometimes like the coaches don't know I'm telling them this because like I said, I watch film too, and like when they make a play, I'm like, hell yeah, he listened to me, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just get attached to the kids, right?
Yeah,
so
I
it's
get
like
super-
that's
yeah.
so that's what makes you want to like, man, I'm not having no more like another team like that.
Yeah. So I have a kid named his name's John. So bro had the same story as me. So my friend, she worked at Razoo's, and she's like, hey, you look like you play football. You should come to this gym. And this guy hit me up, whatever, right? He comes to the gym. I say, it's a free workout, bro. You know, see how you like it. I see him. I'm like, damn, bro, 6'1", and he was at a small school. And after he worked out, I said, what do you think about it, man? I love it. He said, man, I don't think I come back. I don't have the money for it. And I said, man, don't worry about it, bro. We figure something out, whatever, right? And I took him out of my wing for a whole year. So basically, his story, like, he was at the school. He got kicked out of school for he was selling weed. Who that sounds like? You know what I'm saying? Not selling weed part, but sound like me. I got kicked out of school.
Yeah.
He need that second chance. And bro lived at the gym. He lived at the gym, like, you know, and you know he's like 19, so he's still a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through the motions of like, no, I try and coach him, and then he helps out with the team too. But I try and teach him how to be a young man because like he don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he don't have the guidance.
Yeah, so me and bro like this too, you know. So like right now he's at a junior college. He gonna offer about like 5 or 6 big D1s.
Wow.
Yeah, you know
That's
what I'm
pretty
saying?
good.
Yeah, and I tell him like, you know, I tell him all the time like, when you work out, you get calluses in your hands, right? It make your hands stronger, tougher. It's life. Life is like calluses. You go through some stuff, you go through shit because it's only gonna make you stronger.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you may not realize it now, but you get older, it's all gonna work out. You know.
Yeah.
So like, man, yeah. So like with him, like he's over there, like right now he's in New Jersey, and like I send bro money because I know how it is to be a broke college student.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here, bro, here's $100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know he's not gonna blow it off.
No, yeah, he's gonna appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the reason I ask is because before we had Milo, I barely got into like the school field, and I was so attached to these kids, like and then I had Milo, and I was just like, he became the kid that just took over my life, and I was just like, I love him,
Yeah.
But I still work at the school,
Yeah.
so. But now I work with older kids. I do middle school, and I tell him that sometimes I do get annoyed because sometimes they're so disrespectful. One of them was like, "Miss, you fuck with my hat," and I'm just like, "Dude, don't talk to me like that." Like
It's because of TikTok.
And I'm just like,
These kids be like wilding, like you know what I'm saying? Like I be at the school and they be cursing like a storm, but they don't have like guys at home.
Yeah, because he told me his dad's in jail, his dad murdered somebody, and his grandma this. And that moment that I got him to talk to me, it was like, gave him the comfort, I feel like, to talk to me, I guess, like whatever, and now he sees me because I'm very strict. I'm just like, don't use your phones, respect my time. Like, don't use your phones or whatever. But sometimes I'll let them, like, I'll be like, all right, it's Friday. Y'all have free time. Y'all did just work. Y'all were quiet. Go ahead, But if somebody walks in, it's not on me. Like, it's on y'all,
Yeah.
But
that's... He gonna remember that whenever he gets older.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera died. All right, well, let's go on a quick break. What did we have? Where did we leave off?
Pretty much just talking about the gym and the athletes and everything. But
shout out to all my athletes. I know sometimes, man, I text them like at 3 a.m. Like, it's a kid named Jalen. He's at SMU. If things goes right, he's gonna be like a top 10 pick. And I be texting bro. Like, I have him on Snapchat. He be trying to turn up. I come on like, hey, get your fucking mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. Because I got to. Because right now he got too many yes mans.
Okay, what do you think about that?
Nah, I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I glad my circle, like my boy T, right? Man, like he would be brutally honest. He's like, man, Los, this shit ain't it. So I was like, I'm about to buy these shoes. Nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like all the people I hang out with, they're not yes men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would tell me like, hey, nah, that ain't it. Same thing with me. Like, if I think something's wrong, you doing something stupid, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, I can't say I got love for you if I see you going down the wrong road.
Yeah. No, that is so true because me and him are not yes men, at all.
Yeah. People, if they're gonna come to us for like opinions, we'll give them opinions.
And
it's a brutally honest opinion.
Yeah.
I
mean, we're not like assholes or nothing, but I mean, we'll just tell them like straight up like what we think,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some people tend to gravitate towards that, and some people just like they'd rather hear what they want to hear,
Yeah, like my college guys, like Jalen, like he was down here, and I said, "Oh, man, cause last year he know how to drive. Now, bro, driving, he got his license. I FaceTime, I said, what's good? I said, man, I'm out here, coach, man, I'm driving. And I said, hey, I see you balling, huh? Yeah, I'm driving around. I was like, so why the fuck you haven't been to the gym and work out? I said, and like, I didn't let bro speak. For 10 minutes, I went in and I was like, bro, like, cause he was living in Pasadena, but now he's in spring, he with his moms and stuff. I just ripped it from 10 minutes. Like, bro, like, you said, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one, you and your fucking feelings with school and shit. Like, bro, like, you no reason why you should make C's. Motherfucker, you got SMU, you should make A's and B's. 2, how you say you won't get to the league, and you got all these people saying, like, bro, you could be like a first-round draft pick, top 10 pick, if you do boom, boom, boom. Right? You have a person that help you with that. It's me. You need a nutritionist? I pay for it. I know someone that could do that. But ask your fucking phone. Like, bro, you don't want this shit, bro. Like, you just want to graduate from SMU, come back to Pasadena, and just be a regular Joe. You're going to be just like me. He said, well, you doing good. Yeah, but look how long it took me. Like, bro, you 19 years old. You could be a millionaire at 20 and take care of your whole family. For your kids, your great-grandkids, and your great after that. Like, bro, what the fuck you bullshitting right now? And I hang up the phone. I let bro speak. But you got to.
Yeah.
He texted me, Coach, he was right. I gotta get my mind right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, like, you need that. Like I said, like, because I got too much love for bro. It seemed like, like, I was in college, I was turning up. Hell yeah,
Why
But
not?
it's a balance you have to have, Whenever I seen him on his Snapchat, because he's at Bottle Blonde in Dallas. Like, bro, 18 years old. And he's partnering with fucking Luca and shit. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, at first, oh, that's pretty cool. Then I'm like, hell nah. We gotta get back to the grind, bro. Like, we ain't there yet.
Yeah.
When you sign that contract, then we gonna turn up.
Yeah.
But even if we turn for one night and we gotta get back on the grind and make an impact on you know what I'm saying, your legacy. So.
I'm thinking, like, at what point in your life, like, because you were grinding for yourself, going back to everything, like, you were grinding for yourself, you were playing football, and you were using everything that happened to you as fuel,
Yeah.
At what point did it turn around where it's like you're caring so much for other people? Because right now, when you're talking about him, how you went off on him for 10 minutes or whatever, and it's just like, I'm thinking, like, on his end, where I'm just like, damn, like, why does he care so much, like, about me becoming a millionaire? And
because I wish I had that.
So
I wish I had someone to tell me, like, 20, 21 lows, like, man, bro, you wilding right now, you moving too fast. No one checked me.
Yeah.
All this shit, like, like, I was in school and then I come back to the city, still bullshitting. No one checked me. No one could tell me, man, you could take care of your peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So that's why, like, for me, like we've been saying, like, everything happened for a reason. Like, it was never meant for me to be to the league. If I were made to the league, I would not make this impact. Like, God wanted me to make this impact doing this training stuff. Like, I didn't realize it until I was, like, 26, 27 years old. But this is my calling, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I be so hard on him, because I wish I had that, But part of me is happy, though, because if I would have had that, then I wouldn't know all these other kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's true.
Yeah, so, got to be, because no one else is going to tell them, so.
You're that person for them.
Yeah. And like I said, I do care about it. Like, it's just, like I say, it's just weird. Like, if you were to ask someone in high school that I would be in this position, they're like, hell nah. Like, you would ask someone like would Los be the face of the community? Because that's what I am right now. I'm the face of the community, especially on the sports side. They're like, fuck no, And I mean, I didn't ask what it is. Just one, like, I just went with my heart, and like, just one day, like, like, just make a positive impact. Because I was tired of seeing the same old, like, because like I said, it's a generation of athletes, group of athletes every time, and they go down the same cycle. And I like, fuck this. I'm gonna put my foot down. And so, like, nah, like, I'm gonna be, this guy and try to lead them the right way. You don't want to listen to me, then that's cool. But even now, like, my athletes, right? Like, my boy Ian, right? I tell her, hey, bro, like, you need to do this, 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 this. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm still gonna support you, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Now, don't be surprised that shit don't work out and you're gonna hit me, be like, you was right. Because I told him don't go to this school. This is a school in Sugar Land he went to. I said, no, bro, you need to go to that school. Like, the school he's at right now, so no, you need to go there. So now I just want to play ball somewhere. Like, I haven't played ball in a while because he got hurt. And I'm like, all right, bro. He went to that school. A week later, he calls me, Los. I'm like, what's up? You was right. I said, I know. But the thing is, it's cool. Yeah. So let's figure out a path now to get to where you need to get to. Instead of, like, rubbing it in and, like, not in, like...
You're not an I told you so.
Yeah. I said, all right, fuck it. All right, let's learn from it and then let's go from there,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so he at the school now, so that's the only thing that matters,
So if all your athletes are watching this, y'all better subscribe, by the way, and follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
Because y'all's coaches telling y'all to, right?
Yeah.
So what would you tell them right now? Like, all right, what's like the number one advice you would want to give them if they're listening? Or like something.
Just make smart decisions.
Yeah.
Don't think about now. Think about 5 years from now. When it matters the most.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. I mean, it's true. Make smart decisions.
Make smart decisions.
You know how they say, it was going around for a little while, how they say that you're the person that your younger self would feel like safe with now. You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking about like your story and the person you are now, like your younger self
is the person
would love to have somebody like
Hell
that.
Yeah. Like, I just imagine, like, because, like, when I was like 19, 20, I had so much anger and I was just wilding. I didn't have that, person. Like I said, I had my uncle. Like I said, he played, but he was way older and he had his own shit going on and stuff like that.
He didn't have a you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was like the cool uncle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like I said, he had a whole other shit going on and like, I wasn't really like transparent with him too, so.
Well, it's hard, I would think, for somebody, I'm thinking it's harder for a guy, right? I don't know, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I would think it's harder for a guy to express feelings at that age.
Yeah, so when I moved to Austin, like after everything went through, I had time to like be a regular student, do everything, really reflect on life, and I tell like I got in my feelings sometimes, and I take like especially I get drunk, I text my uncle and I tell him like how much a big impact he was for me, because I met bro I was like 8 or 9 years old, so I thought I had like three uncles, right, on my dad's side, and one day my dad like, hey, we're gonna go somewhere, right? We're gonna go to Third Ward. We're gonna meet a friend. And then we pulled up to his house, and it's like, oh, who's this guy? So, this is your uncle. I said, what? Yeah, my uncle. Like, yeah, it's your uncle. And then, like, my dad left to get some food. He just left me with this guy. So, when I was a kid, I just read a whole bunch of sports books. So, I knew a whole bunch about old school players. My uncle was like, oh, what you know about, like, football? I started naming all these old school players. And he's like, man, this nigga weird. I was just and because I was a whole bunch of stats and stuff like that. Yeah. And then he ended up like living with us, right? He lived with us like for 4 years. And like me and my uncle, he wasn't an uncle, he was like a brother to me. And like he changed my whole life. Like if I didn't have him, like I don't know what the fuck I would be. Like I would get in trouble at school, but if I made him disappointed, like if he was mad or upset, I let him down. So instead of like my mom used to like whoop me and shit like that, and that shit didn't work. So instead I get in trouble, he's like, man, you gonna read this fucking newspaper. And that's how that's how I started reading. Yeah, that's my punishment. Shit like that. Yeah. So that's what. So I got to high school and he moved out, and I was like devastated. Like I was like depressed. That's I think the first time I ever been depressed. Yeah. When he moved out, because I lost like my best friend. Yeah. And then so that's why I just kind of went down the wrong road a little bit. And that's why like when I got older in Austin, I'm like, man, like my uncle was like, man, I appreciate you, bro, because I don't know what the fuck I would be at. Because like I said, like I was a little ass kid. I knew all these old school players. Like I was weird. Like I watched football, basketball, baseball. No one understand. Like and then like when I was playing like basketball, like Little League, I would get like upset because motherfuckers wasn't doing the shit we were supposed to be doing. I was super competitive, but my mom and dad said, "Oh, you're a sore loser," and then my uncle was the only one who back me up. Like, nah, keep that shit going, but handle it a different way. Yeah, so because you don't know how to control your feelings and stuff. Yeah, so that's why like when I got older, like man, I text bro like, man, I appreciate you, bro, because I don't know what the fuck. I be at. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy how your parents would view it like, oh, sore loser.
Sore loser. My mom would be mad. She didn't want to go to the games, but she didn't never play sports.
So she didn't get the
So she didn't have that mentality.
Yeah, didn't have that. Yeah, exactly. So and shit, my uncle did. He's like, man, I keep that shit going, but stop crying. Cause I'll be like 9 and 10 be crying. We lose a game because of like fuck. I practice all this time and shit's not going as as planned. So that's why like now like. My boy Ivan, his little boy Arian, he be in a game like he's super competitive, and he be crying and shit. And then like his dad and mom be like mad because like they don't teach him that. But I tell him, man, bro just spent 3 hours training, and like he doesn't understand that every kid's not on the same level as him. It's like you rather have a kid that be upset from losing or don't give a fuck. I'd rather take the kid that's upset. I could talk to him. You can't have that switch on. To say, hey, why you don't care you win or lose? They don't give a fuck. But that's why I talk to brother every time. Like I go to the game and he sees me, he knows he better not act up.
It kind of shows they care more about like the game and stuff.
Yeah, but you still gotta teach him the right way. So he comes to the gym, he works out. I say, you was tripping at your game? Like nah. I said, all right. But if his mom texts me, his dad texts me, like say, hey, yeah, he was tripping or he doing push-ups. You got to. Yeah, teach him the right way. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you have any other questions?
Nah, I mean anything that you have coming up, like in the future, like any plans that you want to do with the gym or anything.
Just continue do boot camps, do the train the kids. I got trainers now. So my boy Cody, he doing a personal training there too. My boy Dom, he got his own group of people he's training. We got Biggs. He does boxing there. So like kind of the front of me in boxing. He cold with it. Like I met him through my boy T, but he's real big on Twitter. Like he's from the east side, so like my boy T went to go do training there, and then like maybe I should bring him to the gym, but I don't know, bro. You know, like I gotta fill him out and stuff like that. So I went out one night and he was there, and like 40 of his homies from his hood. They like 2 sections filled up. I'm like, damn, you know, they're gonna be a fight. Everybody having a good time. And we kind of crossed paths. Like, hey, you got a gym? I'm like, yeah. And then like, hey, you should come by. We were both chopped. I ain't gonna lie, I was chopped. Me and him was chopped.
Yeah.
But like, you know, but I was like, hey, well, I told him and see he remembers like a month later. He said, hey, you remember our conversation? And ever since then, like, bro, bring like so much people to the gym. They see what it's at, and like me and him like, damn, you know. So yeah, and then my boy Drew cuts hair there at the barbershop, super dope. But we got some more merch. We're gonna probably drop like some tights, stuff like that, you know. And I'm trying to have some women apparel.
Okay,
okay.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Your coach Cody, what's his last name?
Cody Brown.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, so he so right now he about to play in the USFL. So like they're about to start, and then like hopefully he gets back to the league and stuff like that. He plays football too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he been helping me out too. He said, "Hey man, you need help?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And like for me, I was gonna ask him, but I don't want to put something on his table to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he got all the other shit going on, but it's going well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well,
So-
that's pretty dope. What's your Instagram handle?
For the gym page is Houston Explosive Fitness. My training page is C Williams Performance, and my own personal page is Radell Loso.
All right, dope. Everything's gonna be in the description below. Los, again, you know, appreciate you coming.
Thank y'all. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
for coming.
A super dope convo, bro. Everybody else, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram. Make sure you give us a follow on TikTok. You know, constantly trying to grow all the platforms and everything. But again, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Much love, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you for joining
And
us.
That's it.
Peace, guys.
Peace. All right, guys. We missed a little topic or whatever, but
We were about to go off. We went off camera and then just got into it. I'm like, wait.
yeah.
So you were on the news.
Yeah, I was on the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that happen, or what happened with that?
So my boy Chris, I went to high school, in elementary school and high school with him. And he just kind of hit me up on some shit. It was like, hey, bro, like, you know, I want to come by the gym and kind of like, you know, like interview, you know, and you know, and we just had to open up like 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, come by the gym. Like, but the thing, I told all my athletes. Like, I told Bella, I told Ian, he brought his daughter with him. Coach Butler, he brought his 2 boys, Mikey and Tuggy, and 2 of my athletes, Mo and Landon, and Harrison. So like, you know, just kind of like did a little brief about me, but like kind of focus on them. And like, man, he just kind of flipped the whole story, and I didn't know he was really gonna talk about like why I was in the coma type thing. And yeah, so he did the interview, and like 3 weeks later, it came out on the news, and like I totally forgot about it. I was out. I was with Josh. It was me and Josh and my boy Drew, and then someone, hey, that's you. I look, it's like, oh shit, I'm on the news. And then like everybody, like, you know, and like I was like super nervous. And then like at first, like it was super dope. You know, it's an honor to be on the news, especially, you know, like, you know, covering the gym. But it made it about my story, and I wanted to talk about my athletes. Like, fuck me, like talk about them. You know, it's about them. And then I'm like, damn, you know, and I was like super shy, like, you know, and because we were at a bar, you know, and everybody was just looking, like people like kind of showed me love, and then I went to sleep. I woke up on Twitter and I had like over like 1,000 like retweets on for ABC 13 News, and then they put it on Instagram, and then like so many people commented on it, and I seen the comments. I'm like, oh shit, someone gonna talk shit about me, but it was so much love, And then, like, everybody was like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah.
man, like, you know, I'm glad he got through it. And I see some people like, man, I went to school with him. And then some of the parents, like, a coach for soccer, and like, man, I didn't know that about Coach Los. Because I really don't talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
And like, man, Coach Los was a great coach. He had a good guy. And then on Facebook, it was like crazy. Like, all my cousins were like, oh, that's my cousin Carlos. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did that shit. Then my mom was like, hell yeah, you know, and, like, you know, my son's on the news.
Yeah.
They used her picture.
Yeah, hell yeah, they used that picture. I hate that. Yeah, you know, so it was super dope experience. It was super blessing too.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you
so,
feel like that was able to get you more people towards the gym or no?
nah, because
No?
we just kind of just opened up, you know. But
Yeah.
people just knew my story, you know. Because like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I really don't talk about it, but
Yeah.
I seen like it inspired a lot of people, you know. Like you may overcome
Yeah, it's a
some
very
shit
inspiring
and
story.
like and keep it going, you know. So it was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool, yeah. Like like I said, I didn't know that it would be about that, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause
Did you know that it was an overcoming an obstacle that big story?
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Chris for that. You know,
Well, shout out to Chris because he got the story out there and inspired others.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you
made
know.
my fucking forehead look fucking huge. I already have a big forehead already.
Oh my God. That's what I replied
Yeah.
back to your thing.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, I should look huge. But then, like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of remembered that shit for like the last, like, when the news kind of came out. I was going out like, hey, you want a drink? Like, yeah, you can buy me a drink.
That's dope.
I don't drink anymore right now, so hell yeah.
Is it just a time frame type of thing or?
Nah, so my athlete John, right? So like we in the gym, like, you know, like some of the shit I do, right? Then my athlete's like, man, you can't do that shit. And I was like, watch this, and I do it. I said, man, I just kind of, you know, I'm just a little bit out of shape. And then John like, he was just talking shit. I said, all right, bro, when you come back from college, I'm gonna be on your ass. Don't let me drop this 10 pounds. So that's what that. He come back.
That's what you're waiting
Oh
for.
yeah, he gonna get that 1-on-1. And then at Ian too, I be telling the same thing, like, bro, you can't catch 8 passes on me. You can catch 5. I give you 5, but 3 of them I'm gonna do. And I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
You know, so like, but the thing is, like, I use that to get me back in the groove.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Cause I'll tell you like the movie The Sandlot. I'm like the old dog. Don't fuck with me. You fuck with me, you pick at me, I'm gonna wake up. And that's what happened. Like one day I practiced, like one of my high school kids were like talking shit. And I'm like, bro, give me your cleats. This is how it done.
Yeah.
And I showed them. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I said, I still got it.
Yeah.
Don't get it fucked up.
You're not
you know?
that old,
Man,
though.
you know what's crazy? Like we're 30, right? So
Yeah.
I don't feel old, but right now how you're referencing Sandlot to a kid, they're probably like, that's an old ass movie. Like,
Old ass
you know,
movie,
like
But you know what's funny? Like, our son loves that movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, he does, right?
Yeah.
Sandlot's dope.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, that's pretty dope, honestly. And it's
It's hard not to drink.
yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. So it's like, you know, because like bodybuilders and people like they look forward to they sign up for a show and that's what they're training for, you know. So it's like at this point, like, what do you have to train for? So it's like you kind of use that as kind of like all right, this is my end goal. So you kind of set yourself up for that. So.
Yeah, but also like you know, it's all about parents too. I can't just be like get too fat and then like I try and do the speed agility. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have to be able to do it. But it's also like, you know, I just want to live healthy. I want to live like a long life, you know, long strength of time. You know, so
Yeah.
When the World Cup was on, you know, recently, there was this picture going around where it's like NFL coaches versus soccer coaches.
Yeah.
Soccer coaches are like all fit and shit, and then like the NFL coaches are all like fat guys. And shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So how like
Because think about it. So like you know, for football coaches, they spend like 18 hours a day at the facility, from like watching film, breaking film down. They don't got time to go home and cook, so they order fast food.
yeah.
Compared to like, you know, like the soccer coaches, I'm like, I mean, I don't want to sound like ignorant or not, but I know they watch film, but they don't break down film like hours compared to like football. Because like it's 53 players, you know, so you know you gotta break everything down type of thing, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, you know, I've never played no sports in my life and shit, but I mean, I would think there's more strategy in football than soccer.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has like their own little job and stuff, and like I don't know how soccer works, honestly. I mean, if I'm being honest here, but I feel like you see a lot more of like plays and shit. You know, like, you know, people coaches drawing on the board type shit. So I guess it makes sense that
Yeah.
they're sitting down trying to come up with strategies, studying film and shit, you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I try and get back. Like I said, like one of the kids, like he a younger kid. I think he like 7th grade. But I was like, I was telling him, yeah, you know, I play college football. He looked at me, what? You played? I'm like, yeah, like man, fuck this. I gotta go even harder. So that's like the thing. I work out, but
And
the
they
thing,
have no filter.
no for the brothers looked at me down like you play, like yeah, bro, like Google me, shit, fuck, you know. But so that's why I work out throughout the week.
Yeah.
On the weekends, like I go out and I have a couple of drinks. So for that now, like I can still, the one thing about me and my boys, like we could go out by alcohol.
Yeah.
We could just be lit.
Oh man, I
off
can't.
the energy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of like to go have a good time. And
He can't do that.
nah,
I cannot do that.
Nah.
He told you he has a social battery, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I need a few drinks in me, bro, if I'm gonna go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, shit. Sometimes like me and my boy T and Julian, like we go out, we be dancing, having a good time.
With with no drinks?
No drinks. And then they're like, damn, y'all drunk. Like, nah, this is you getting lit,
Yeah.
That could never be you.
But like and then like sometimes like if one drinks, like going hard, so one person be sober. Sometimes it be me. I grab the keys. Like we still have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I feel like
Yeah.
I can have a good time without drinking.
It's all about the people you with, the
Yeah.
energy. If you with like energy's not like high and stuff like that, then hell no.
Yeah. So you think it's pretty easy for you to like turn off like. Cause like for me, if I'm gonna go like on a strict diet or I'm gonna start like counting macros and all that shit, I have to like kind of like I can't just turn it off like that.
Yeah.
I have to kind of like ease my way into
He
that.
can't go cold turkey.
Yeah, you think you could do that? Like
Yeah, I could do
be drinking every weekend and suddenly like no more.
It's just like fuck that. No.
I feel like I'm.
'Cause that's
pretty
what
good at
Erica
go-
told us.
Yeah, she said to go cold turkey. I
Yeah,
feel like
she's
I'm
just
good
you just
at.
gotta do it. You
Yeah.
know,
I think I could go cold turkey.
you
I
can't.
just
Well,
went
you know,
cold
you
turkey
don't
with no
allow me
shots.
to. You don't allow me to because with shots because this is the only time you would take shots. But you don't
And
allow me
with
to
your
because we
dad.
have a kid. So she's like buying Oreos. She's buying, and then I'm just
But
there
they're
like,
not for him.
bro. But they're right there on the counter, and I'm
But
just
they're
there
not
like
for him.
picking at them.
Should I put a sticky note with his name on it or what?
Nah, you
Is
gotta
that
be
gonna stop you?
disciplined.
Yeah.
Like in my house,
It's
ain't
hungry.
nothing healthy. Hell no. Like I don't think only thing my mom cooks healthy is like baked chicken. Besides that,
It's just like regular house food.
regular house food. So that's why like I make my own meals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shit, like they eating good, if they smell good, I'm like fuck.
Yeah, make your own meals.
I do make my own meals.
Sometimes. But he'll eat his burger and he'll
Yeah.
go and add cheese and ham.
96.4 beef, fat-free cheese.
Dang. So I guess, with that being said, right?
Yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate
you for
everybody
watching
watching
again.
the episode. Much love. Peace.
Bye, guys.